What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 6th episode of Bird Call. Today we're joined by Kalindi once again. We're going to be talking some hardcore Falco versus Fox. You can say hi, Kalindi.
No,
I waited.
come on,
I
man.
waited.
I was waiting for you to say hi. You just waved during my speech. That is not what we discussed. Okay, that's fine. So, Kalindi's back from Summit. I'm back from Summit. Squid's hanging out. You know, he's
I'm
doing
here.
his thing.
What's up?
Back from Fight for SoCal.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
I don't know if we want to talk about that, Kalindi. I wasn't going to bring it up.
Okay.
Yeah, Squid, I want you to know I was not going to bring that up.
I know I said that because
about
I didn't
Fight for
know.
SoCal.
I didn't know if you were there or not.
Oh, that's actually
That makes
hurtful
sense.
as well.
Okay.
Anyway,
You were there.
Anyway, so we're back from Summit. We're going to be talking all about Fox vs. Falco today. It's really not going to be like a player interview sort of thing like we did last time. We just really want to talk about the game. And so, first off, you and Mango had some conversations at Summit about Fox versus Falco. I know a little bit about that, but he was kind of talking about like what's good in neutral, or like certain play styles being good in neutral, or players you should watch, and then also like the type of punish game that can carry certain foxes. Like, what do you have to say about that?
So yeah, I played Mango like a lot, and after like an hour of playing, he was just like, "Why do you suck at this matchup?" And I was just like, "What do you mean?" He's just like, "I don't know. You just feel slow. I don't get it."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "I don't get it either," because I thought I was fast, and I thought I was like pretty good at the matchup.
Just like as an identity trait, you know?
Yeah,
You thought
yeah.
you were fast.
Yeah, and then like as we talked about it more, he kind of said that I rely on too many like tricks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if tricks is the right word, but like too many specific scenarios.
Mhm.
Like I don't think they're like gimmicky scenarios at all. They're just like the right thing to do in the right situation.
Mm-hmm.
But he said like overall, like my game plan against Falco isn't that good, but I'm really good at like those certain scenarios.
So one thing, I was having a conversation with a few top players. I can't remember who they were, but we were talking about Swedish Delight, and I'm not trying to throw any shots at Swedish Delight. I think he's amazing. I've never beaten him, so obviously he's fantastic. But they talked about how he kind of cycles.
Obviously.
No, I mean if I've never beat him, he's great. But so they were talking about how he kind of cycles through options. And when I think about your Fox in particular in that matchup, sometimes I think that like sometimes you're cycling through like, okay, this time I take the laser, I'm gonna dash back. This time I take the laser, I'm gonna up tilt. This time I take the laser, I'm gonna full hop. And I think that like just having that kind of basic mix up, like they're good mix ups, but they're kind of just like you're first of all kind of being stationary and slowing yourself down by just kind of doing these same things over and over again, and then you're kind of cycling through the options, which can kind of become predictable. Do you feel that way?
Kinda. I feel like it's better than what I used to do, where I would like overthink so many options and then just not know what to do. Like take the laser, and it's like, all right, shield, because I can't think of anything.
Dude, I feel like I do that a lot in a lot of matchups, actually. But
Yeah,
I also understand what Ginger's talking about, because I think it's like no matter how good your structure is for any matchup, if your opponent knows what your structure is, like even if you're winning the interactions, it doesn't feel bad to, you know, like it's like you know what the mix up was going to be. Oh yeah, okay, I lost. He got that one interaction, you know, and you can kind of like learn to, I don't know, play around their mix up, like the whole mix up as a whole, like not interacting with it, or just like slowly over time you get better and better at the mix up and stuff. So
right. I think I try like to keep it as simple as possible as far as like being offensive from taking laser, or defensive, or like resetting. I agree I can probably do different things offensively and defensively after taking laser. Like,
yeah, so I think a good structure for talking about Falco matchups in like the context of lasers is like first to talk about the first laser that Falco shoots, like the initial laser, because I think that's where Fox is like actually very good, is like compared to most characters, he's very good at not letting Falco shoot the first laser, and therefore Falco has to either give up a bunch of stage to shoot the first laser or has to swing in place a lot, and then Fox is just super fast. And then he's very good if Falco has laser control at like switching to a platform game instead or something. So like I think you're just really good at playing the laser mix up in a certain way, like the take laser mix ups and stuff. And I mean I don't know what Mango's thinking in the matchup, but maybe it's like, well, you could be not playing that mix up because it's like a disadvantageous mix up, or just the most oppressive way to play the matchup or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you're like too comfortable just playing the ground game in general. If that's like a just kind of a layman way to put it, like maybe you should use more platforms or something like that.
Because if we're going to talk about like the foxes that are good in the matchup, I definitely don't. I try and play the ground game more than I try and play the platform game, definitely. And I know how good platforms are, but I know how like rewarding like winning the ground game is. And also it just feels good, like winning the ground game against Falco. And I think that's why I think that's why Mango thinks Leffen isn't as good in the matchup, because Leffen plays the ground game a lot.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
against Falco.
Yeah, every time I see Leffen,
I was actually going to say, just earlier today, I was like, I've brought this up on the podcast before. I was like taking a shower or brushing my teeth or something, and I had this idea. I was like, why doesn't Leffen just go to the platforms against Mango? Like, what would Mango do? I actually thought about this today, not even thinking about this podcast. I thought, like, what if he just sits there? Like, wouldn't Mango just, I don't know, he does against West Balls sometimes, right? He just does the down airs on the platforms. Do you see him do that against Mango?
Yeah, so I see Leffen go to platforms a lot once he has a lead or once they're coming back with invincibility. But it's like only in the very beginning of like a stock.
That makes sense.
I don't really see him like just straight up trying to reset and go to a side platform.
Yeah.
If Leffen's using a platform against Falco, a lot of times he goes to the top platform, which I don't really get. But like sometimes Mango just chases him up there.
Yeah, I don't really understand Mango, how like effectively he counters platform play, actually, just because a lot of times I've watched sets like with that intention of being like, all right, this guy, like, it felt like 4.5 minutes of the match was him sitting on the side platform. Let's watch how Mango beats him, and it just never happens. So,
I feel the exact same way.
Yeah. So like, I don't know, he's too quick at catching the initial ascent to the platform or something, maybe. I don't really know.
Yeah, no, he is.
Yeah.
Mango uses a lot of like short hop shines to catch the startup of Fox's jump. So a lot of times he just cuts it off before you even get to the platform.
Yeah, because actually when I said that, I was visualizing like full hop shine as they wave land, because I do that a lot to Foxes, where I'll read full hop to the side platform with full hop shine, but it sounds like Mango actually doesn't even let you get that far. So
one thing I was going to say is I just think part of it has to do, because I was thinking about why doesn't that situation come up as often, and I think it has to do with the initial spacing. Like, for example, like people will play like a full screen distance away, and Falco will like shoot one laser and then move forward, another laser, move forward, another laser. Now he's on top of the Fox. But how much time did that give the Fox to just jump to the platform, right? Like a lot of time. So like what Mango will do is if he gets knocked away, he's right back in there, right? He's trying to stand close to somebody, and which is why I think he's able to catch people with that like laser short hop shine. It's just his initial positioning, because he's not like afraid to be close to Fox, and I feel like most Falcos are, because they'd rather like set up this laser control to feel like they have even larger of an advantage, but sometimes it can put them at a disadvantage in terms of position.
Yeah, I think it also just makes them predictable, because they so rarely move forward before having shot a laser. And so like I do this all the time, to where like we'll reset to neutral, and then I'll do like a slight dash back laser approach right away, and it's like fine, I get laser control, right? And like it's hard to punish, especially if I do the full retreating laser or whatever. But like there's just no pressure. There's the onus is like they can always, okay, let's switch to the platform game or something, So yeah, I think Mango's really good at moving forward before getting the initial laser. Because either his first laser is an approaching laser, just like that's the mix up, like let's go for it, or he does things like the Mango down air, which lets you move forward safely and stuff, right? Like you down air approach, and it's really hard to punish, and then he can laser or down air again and stuff.
So Kalindi, one thing I'm curious about, because like I was playing Mango recently on NetPlay. Actually, it was really weird. We played on my stream. It was yeah, I know.
Wait, what?
We had decently stable connection. But and he was playing Falco. But in the scramble situations, we'd both like be kind of like soft knocked down, right? Like I'd down air him out of the air or something, and I would try to like dash pivot laser, right? Like back to like create some space, and he's in my face with a nair, and he does the same thing with his Fox too. Hacks actually did the same thing to me every time we were in a scramble, dash nair every time. So if I tried to dash back and shoot a laser, they're just right on top of me. And when I play you, Kalindi, it feels like we're both comfortable dashing back, resetting,
Mhm.
and then moving towards each other again. I don't know if like
Yeah.
that's like
Um,
what are your motivations behind that, I guess.
I guess I feel like so much more comfortable just resetting and going from there because like I think Fox does have slight advantage in that situation
Mhm.
just because he's faster. He can force a 50-50.
Mhm.
Like he can run up grab or run up hit you because I think you're forced to shield or like move out of the way.
Mhm.
I never really thought about that situation a lot. I guess it must be something from like getting CC shined or down aired or
Mhm.
up tilted that made me never want to like
Mhm.
Yeah,
just
it's one of
run my
those
face in the
mix-ups where
Falco.
you end up convincing yourself that you don't need to play that mix-up.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's probably what
Yeah.
happened. Something happened
Yeah.
in the past where that kept happening, and I was like, I don't want to do that anymore.
100%. And I actually had a conversation with Mango about this situation, and every single time I like shielded or I would dash back laser. I was always playing defense in that situation.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Why do you think that is?" And I brought up because I think that you reset a lot, and so like we just reset. And he's like, "Well, you have to use your brain. Like if a person's being defensive, like and they're leaving a hole for you to be aggressive, like you need to take that, right?" And I was like,
Mhm.
"Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense." And so I think it's not even I don't even know which one is more advantageous, but I think like understanding what your opponent likes to do in that situation is really important. And recognizing it is just so hard because it's like I said, it's like a scramble situation. It happens so
No.
fast.
Yeah. It's like not giving up mix-ups that are happening because I think it's common to like look for the mix-ups we're comfortable with, right? Like we've labbed out these mix-ups, therefore we look at these or something. But like every split second in melee is a mix-up. So like the better and better players are looking at more mix-ups that we're just glossing over as like in between time to get back to our game or something.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be one of them where like you guys both and I probably most players that aren't top 10 or something gloss over situations like that where they're like, you know what, like maybe I can reset and scramble and hit him, but let's just reset and play my game again.
Mm-hmm.
And Mango's just like, I'm actually willing to play any game, and eventually that just becomes part of your game, right? Like that mix-up is now one of the mix-ups you play, but
Right.
maybe the first step is just being willing to play a mix-up you're uncomfortable with or something. So
Mm-hmm.
but also
Yeah.
that sucks because like in practice when you actually like go into a match and try to do that, you just end up like flailing, missing a down air and getting grabbed, right? So it's like hard to
Right.
like intelligently do that when it's a mix-up you're not comfortable with.
What was I about to say? Oh, it's interesting you brought that mix-up up because that's actually the reason I disengage so much. It's starting to make me think like that's why Marth destroys me in that situation. Because a lot of times I'm in Scrabble situations with Marth, I'm like, all right, got to get back to neutral, and he'll like overshoot a dash attack,
Yeah.
or just not even overshoot because he has a sword. He'll just like dash attack.
He's just shooting, regular shooting.
Yeah,
He dash
so
attacks, which
and it's
by
like-
definition.
I lose that situation so much. So I probably need to start being aggressive in that situation more against Falco because I think I need to be aggressive in that situation against Marth as well.
Mm-hmm.
Even with like just full hopping towards him or something like that in case he dash attacks.
I think that's big. It's like back real quick to the initial laser mix-up because that's kind of what this is, right? It's like Falco could shoot the first laser or he could not, and so but basically Fox has the ability to do running shine or running up smash or running full hop. And if you're running full hop in the initial laser mix-up, if Falco lasers, it's like, okay, if you're running shine or running up smash, you have to hit him before the laser comes out. But if you full hop, you don't. You can get there a little bit late, quote unquote, and like the laser shoots and it doesn't matter. He has to shield as he lands or something, right? So just the mix-up of like being aggressive there with either a grounded or a full hop approach is like, I think, really good because it's like Falco has to respond to those differently.
Because I'm so comfortable dashing back and getting hit by a laser. Like, if Falco decides to laser and I dash back, it's just like whatever.
Right.
But it's like it's just created this habit of I can do that against every character, but I can't really do it against Marth. Or even like Sheik kind of.
And honestly, I think even against Falco, but like only Mango can make it work, right? Like you'll play Mango and in that spot he full approaching lasers, and so you dash back, take the laser, but he hit you way closer than you're comfortable with when you play like someone else. So
yeah, just a couple things I wanted to say is like I feel like we kind of conditioned each other in that sense, Kalindi, because like I started dashing back, lasering a lot, and like you disengaged too, and you got really good at taking that laser and like working from that. So it's like it's a mix-up that you're comfortable with, it's a mix-up that I'm comfortable with. We both know it. And so when I was playing against Mango, he'd hit me there, and my whole game plan has been thrown out the window. Okay, now I'm in a knockdown. Now I'm in the corner. He's on top of me. What do I even do here? I've never experienced like this tempo feels so fast.
Yeah, because your whole game plan is predicated on having the time to get to there.
Exactly.
And Mango's like, you actually don't get to start your game plan. So the entire game you're playing this other game now. And I think that's the strength of aggression, to where you get to, by dictating the pace, it's much more likely that you find a tempo your opponent's never played.
Definitely.
Or at least just it isn't as comfortable playing as whatever they do. So.
And the other thing I wanted to talk about, and this kind of is a part of this, but kind of segueing to something else that I realized I really wanted to talk about, was running shine in this matchup, because it was brought up, and I think it's like, oh my god, it's insanely good. So like a lot of Falcos in the corner, like let's say you even a regular get up from the ledge, like half the time I swear to god they short hop laser, right? Like people generally short hop laser to try to like get some space or some frame advantage to work their way out of the corner. Fox in particular, if you running shine in that situation and get Falco while he's in the air, it literally just kills him. And the reason for that is because, and I'm explaining this probably to the stream and not to you two, is that if you get shined on the ground as Falco, you collide with the ground, right? You get like a knockdown, right? So you just kind of slide, and you can slide to the edge if you're near the ledge. But if you get caught during your short hop laser and he gets under you, it just launches you straight downwards, right? So it launches you off the edge, and then Fox just easy shines you again, you're dead. So it's like, running shine to me is such a powerful option, but at the same time it loses just so many things from Falco, right? It loses the down air, like auto cancel back air, pivot grab.
Honestly, running shine is why I think Fox is, well, it's like half, but it's a big reason why I think Fox is so good at the initial laser game. And it's like in that spot against most characters, you do get to shoot the laser for free, but Fox has a very fast threat that kills you at 0. So like you have to respect it so much that maybe you're not shooting the laser there as much, and like maybe that results in Fox is not going for that running shine as much in the long run, because Falcos are so scared to shoot this laser now. Because like realistically, it all comes back down to mix-ups, right? It's like running shine is obviously so powerful. Is it so powerful that Falcos don't shoot the laser? Well, then it's not that good anymore, right? Like, right. But like, what is the advantage of him not shooting the laser now? So you get to move around and outmaneuver him and stuff, because Falco's slow. So.
I feel like you don't running shine that much into the corner, Kalindy.
Not into the corner. Yeah, I'm too scared of down air, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? It's I think that's like a legit fear. Yeah.
Because it's the same in like the Fox Ditto. It's like running shine is really good against Fox, but if he like throws at that down air, that's his combo starter.
Right. Yeah.
And it's, I don't know, but like running shine again, it's like, it's the quickest way to give Fox exactly what he needs in a matchup. Like he's pretty much just looking for that knockdown. And it's like, I don't know, the reward is so huge from running shine, and I'm thinking about it, and I want to running shine more.
Yeah, because like when I play that matchup as Fox, it's like basically, especially because like, you know, my secondary Fox mostly plays against secondary Falcos. And so they don't like know the laser mix-ups that well. So basically what ends up happening is I do running shine, or I look for running shine almost exclusively until they hit me with the laser. And then I immediately jump to a platform and try to get back down when they don't have a laser out, and then try to running shine again. And that's like half the matchup. And if ever I get there in time, I can like running shine, tech chase, double shine, shine spike, you know, like that just half the time kills and stuff. So it's just like the power between like, you can play the matchup as like only playing the initial laser mix-up, right? Like trying to disengage if he has laser control, playing the initial laser mix-up with running shine as your like primary threat, and then all other options are like the mix-ups from what beats running shine. Like you can running full hop because he's gonna down air at you, right? Like that's another thing we just talked about. Like you're so afraid of the down air when he's in a corner. Well, one answer is to dash dance or space outside the down air range. Another answer is to running full hop. And then you can like fall through the platform, back air, drill, or even shine. Or
just like running shield. I used to analyze Mango's old Fox against Falco, and I promise you, he only used those 3 mixes. Running shine, running shield, and running air.
Actually, my Fox does that a ton too, like running shield, shine out of shield, because like, I don't know, it's the same. It's like so powerful. It's like, if you're running shield, shine out a shield, it's like 1 frame or like 4 or 5 frames slower than just shining.
Yeah.
And you get the shield out first. And so you can be like if he downers, I'll shield shine. If he lasers, the shine will still come out before the laser comes out because like the laser's that slow.
Well, and then this kind of builds into this meta where Falco isn't shooting initial laser anymore. Maybe now we're doing initial aerial,
or only
right?
retreating. Yeah. So because that's something Sammy talks a lot, where it's like the power of the retreating laser. Because it's like it. I mean, in the situation we're describing, Falco's already in the corner. That's really, I think Falco's like just kind of.
I think it's powerful regardless though. Like Clindy was talking about, like getting a knockdown even on the stage is like amazing from running shine.
Because 9 times out of 10, if you're like running shining a laser, like Falco doing the short hop laser, they're gonna miss the tech.
Oh, they're never gonna tech exactly. For sure.
Like, so it's not like you have to guess really either.
Oh, what if we just input a tech as we land every laser?
Yeah, we could just press R during every B press. That'd be amazing.
Well, just L cancel your lasers, you know?
Well, I guess, but like the problem is it only has 4 frames of landing lag. If you hold on to shield for 1 extra frame, like now you're like committed to shielding and then having to jump. That could be a problem for some people.
It's a 20 frame window.
Which is why I'm saying you do it during the B frame. Like you just press R and B.
Like 5 frames before you land, you press it.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy if like you master the muscle memory of that.
Yeah. The problem is I think you could only do it every other laser, because a laser like the iteration's like it's like 25 frames or something, and you're locked out for 40. So you could like laser, and then the next one's a risky one. I'm not inputting attack.
That's interesting. I never thought of that. But yeah, Clindy, I think part of the reason why maybe you don't running shine so much is because I think or the situations where like you're afraid of the down air. I'm just trying to like contextualize all this. Is like we kind of run from mid screen, right? Like you have to run at me from like a distance. So I feel like most of the running shines are like pretty obvious when you're going for it. Like even if I'm shooting a laser, generally I feel like I can stuff you, and then like maybe you'll dash back or full hop from that position after I've stuffed you with the laser, or I see you running at me and I like throw out retreating down air or something. But like with Mango and his running shines, of course they're like the quickest running shines in the game. I mean, like you even kind of studied them, Clindy. It's like he's playing that close game again, where it's just like running shine, and it's like holy, it's this like crazy unreactable mix up instead of kind of like where you're going about the running shines.
Yeah, I definitely think I start my running shines too far away, which is why I don't go for them too much. The thing with Mango is he told me that he always does like a tiny dash back before he does a running shine, just to like throw off his opponent. To like, I'm gonna move away, and no, I'm not. I'm going full in. So it's definitely like a weird visual cue.
Yeah, and also like what Ginger is saying, that visual cue only works if you're close enough, right? Because eventually, like their brain's like, oh, he's moving away. Oh no, he's moving forward, and then they still have to. If they still have time, like after being tricked up by that, to get their shield up before you shine or something, then the mix-up's not as powerful. But I think Mango does it like at a range where it looks like he's gonna like. I don't know what the dash back like looks like actually. Right, like it looks like he's gonna dash dance like to whiff punish a grab or something, but that's then he goes in, I guess.
And I'm not sure if like the tiny dash back is necessarily like the best thing in the Falco matchup. Like I'm visualizing it more. It's probably like way better against Sheik, right? Like you get them to whiff, and then like you dash back in, running shine, like Mango 2013, like at Evo, like his running shines were insane, and they were all like dash back, dash in, running shine.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if the visual cue would work in this situation, but like if the dashback gets them the laser and then you running shine before the laser comes out, that'd be really good. But I don't know. I don't know if you could do that at that spacing, and if at that spacing it would even elicit a laser. I think Falco's still too scared to laser at the range where that would work. So.
And so, like, kind of what I was talking about is, like, maybe it creates this meta where Falco isn't doing initial laser so much anymore. You're doing, like, aerial. Like, you wake up out of this, like, soft reset sort of situation. You guys are close, and, like, instead of doing a laser to try to, like, gain frame advantage or get space or tempo or something, like, you just immediate aerial. And so, something that we talked about when Kevin Faithful was on the podcast, Squid, is, like, Sheik is one of those matchups where you can laser too much, right? Like, I think we kind of agreed, like, a lot of times you want to whiff punish her with something harder, right? I don't think that she has that many tools to like necessarily stuff the lasers like Fox does.
Yeah.
But Fox has the ability to kind of punish you for doing a laser at all, especially if he's close enough. So, Kalindi, do you think it's like worthwhile for Falcos to laser less? Because it's kind of like counterintuitive, but it seems like it might be beneficial. I'm not sure.
I think it'd just be more worthwhile to not have Falco have Fox get in that zone where he can like punish you for lasering or doing an aerial.
Yeah.
It's hard for mix-ups like that to be worth because of the way sometimes because of the way the punish game ends up working out, right? Like, because if Fox wins that mix-up in either direction, he gets a full punish. But if you win the mix-up and get a laser out, you don't get a full punish.
Right.
So you just get like an advantageous position. So it's like it has to be pretty safe for you to like justify playing that mix-up. And if it's not that safe, then you probably shouldn't play that mix-up. I think my take on like the question you just asked regarding like should Falcos laser less is that Falcos, in my opinion, have to be very careful about the first laser. Like that's everything in this matchup. And I don't like I've said it like 3 times now, but like I actually think it's like it's just because like once you've shot the first laser, they can't running power shield, they can't running shine. Like if you shoot another, like subsequent lasers are all going to be safe from that. And then moving forward is like twice as risky. Like you think you're afraid of the down air with no laser, like it's very scary to run forward against down air after a laser.
Yeah. True.
So it's just like that first laser is way more risky than all other lasers. So it's like I think Mango like plays that first laser mix up like so well. And then like he sneaks in his lasers, I feel, right? Like he'll be like pressuring and then he like crosses up and then he like approaching lasers or like I don't know. His lasers never seem like he's just resetting to shoot a laser. He's always like playing the game and then finds a little hole in like the scramble or the scuffle to sneak the laser out and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to make of that, but that's
yeah, no, I get that too, because like one thing Sammy has talked about too, and we talked about it on the podcast when he was on. He was telling me about how like he'll wait for something to happen, and if that something doesn't happen, like let's say he's standing still waiting for Fox to full hop on top of him, and he's like walking away to up tilt him. Like if the Fox doesn't full hop, he has a backup plan for that situation, right? I feel like Mango will like play the game like you were saying, right? Like dash dance, and then if the Fox like hasn't whiffed, he's like, okay, I think I have enough time to get this laser out. But this is why I think that Falco versus Fox is one of those insanely like probably the most complex matchup in the game, in my opinion. I think in most of our opinions here, I'm not sure. It's really complex either way. It's a hard game. It's a hard matchup.
I'm down to push that agenda. All other characters are super brain dead. Spaces are sick. By far the more
right. So it's so complex because not only do you have to have like a backup plan for your backup plan, but also like we were talking about how it's like really particular with the spacing. It's about not letting him into that space to begin with.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, how do you find that space where you're close enough to threaten, far enough to where he's like not threatening you and you have enough time to get a laser, but like you could zone him out or you could move forward. It's like you just have to play in these extremely particular ranges without giving up too much stage, right? Because we already talked about
happening in split seconds.
Instantly, they're happening so fast. As soon as the laser happens, there's a whole different tree of mix-ups that can happen all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, what if he doesn't shoot a laser? He shot a fake laser. Okay, well, now you're expecting a laser, so you like pre-dashed. I don't know. There's so many random crazy things can happen. But that's why we're here, trying to make sense of it, right?
I'm surprised the fake laser meta hasn't taken off.
I'm a little surprised too.
I've been a huge fake laser hater.
Really?
From the moment I've ever heard anyone.
I think I know why.
So is it reactable to just not shield if they shoot a fake laser?
I don't think it's so. My thing is that instead of any fake laser mix-ups, I like to mix up my fast fall timing and still shoot a late laser. So the data point I always reference is that Falco short hop is between 17 and 25 frames if you fast fall and don't fast fall. So if you shoot the latest laser, that's a 7-frame mix-up that you have. Like, do you think you could react to Falco pulling the gun out 6 frames later than normal and power shield 6 frames later? Like, in my opinion, most people that are like looking to power shield something aren't waiting that long. So when I do like the no fast fall late laser, like I've almost never had it power shielded because if you're like waiting to power shield, then you're just like waiting and then doing shield. And if you were going to stuff me anyways, you're going to stuff me anyways. So it doesn't like matter that much. But it's just like, dude, shooting a fake laser takes so long to do nothing.
It does take a long time. My thing with it, So it depends on distance, though, right, Squid? Like if you guys are full screen and you shoot a late laser, like they're gonna power shield that, right?
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing, right? Is that like how much time you have to react is like added to however many frames the laser
It's
travels.
hard to calculate, right?
Right, but I think like point blank, it's definitely not react.
Point blank for sure. I think we can agree
Yeah.
on that, but just like
Yeah.
a lot of times the
But
laser's
then
coming
if
out
it's
in the
not
mid
point
range,
blank,
right?
if it's not point blank, I think the power shield doesn't matter as much.
That's interesting.
It's like
But
I'm
what if-
kind of down to get power shielded if I'm
Well-
going to jump over.
Well, listen
it,
to
right?
this, and I think Kalindi will back this up. Like, what if Fox is doing running power
Yeah.
shield towards you, right? Like, what do you think about that, Kalindi?
far as the fake laser or just running power
As
shield
far as
period?
like running power shield
Yeah,
as a
but
laser.
what if
'cause,
he's
like,
running power shield nairs? Like he's gonna nair whether I shoot the laser or not.
Okay, that's
like he's-
okay. Yeah, that's true too. That's so complex. I mean,
Yeah.
like I don't think that this matchup in particular is one where the fake laser is like amazing, because I think Fox has like all these aggressive tools that he'd be doing anyway. But like
Yeah.
sometimes Peach, like if you play against Laud, which Squid and I both have, his whole ground game is literally power shield, laser, instant float, cancel, nair. And it's like
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you don't
Really?
do a laser, if you do fake laser, he just shield nairs and then you just hit him. And it's like, okay, well,
I see.
that was
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, yeah.
There's no threat of the laser coming back at you. It's like you literally just do this and he will do it every single time if he's on the ground. Every time.
Yeah.
It's crazy predictable. So like Lot has actually said on Twitter that like he very highly values like fake laser mix-ups, and I think it's because of
Yeah.
the way he chooses to play the ground game.
Yeah, I agree. Because I think his conception of lasers is that there's like this 50-50 of like if I get the power shield, I win, and if I don't get the power shield, you win.
Yeah,
And
I get that.
I don't agree with that. I think that lasers are stronger than that. But
I think it really depends on the distance, but I do
Yeah.
see it as like that the mix-up of time, and definitely if they're point blank, I don't even think sound helps them. Like there's no way.
yeah, I agree. And then even like at that range, we're gonna get hit. Like the laser's traveling for I don't know 3 frames. Like it's still so hard to react to the no fast fall late laser, dude.
It is difficult.
Although again, that just takes even longer to shoot a laser. So maybe
True.
like maybe it would be better to shoot a fake laser because you'd get on the ground faster, and then you could punish the nair or something. I don't
you
really
get
know.
barely to the ground faster if you're shooting like the optimal laser. Barely,
7
barely.
frames.
Yeah, I don't know if it's straight up worth it. But we are kind of getting off the topic of Fox.
Yeah.
We're kind of just talking about lasers now. So what I wanted to talk about next is kind of Fox's full hop, right? We talked a little bit about this before we started the show. It's like,
Yeah.
God, I think
And
that
it-
every Falco main in the chat or anybody that ever watches this has complained
all
about
hate
Fox's
full
full hop. Yep,
Hell yeah.
hates Fox's full hop. But I was talking about how I think that being stationary with Falco is one of the best ways to straight up punish the full hop. But I'm wondering, Kalindi, like, do you feel like it's worthwhile for the Falcos, or do you think that it's a good thing that they're for them to kind of lock themselves in the stationary, either standing still or walking like style?
I think walking and stationary can be good, but I also think on Fox's side, it can kind of be reactable. Like, because Fox's his aerial drift on full hop is like really good.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So he can full hop in and see you standing still and decide to drift.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even have to like go into that range, or I can just double jump away.
Yeah, I used to lose to Lucky's mix-up of full hopping at me, and then he would fast fall or not fast fall drill, and that would beat my up tilts. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
Lucky's
think there
really
might
good
be
at
a
that.
timing to cover both sometimes.
Maybe,
I haven't tested, but I think there might
yeah.
be.
But there's probably no timing that covers both and covers all drifts.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Oh, of course not. Yeah. But so you were saying like you can double jump away. Do you feel like a lot of Foxes in that situation kind of commit to their option out of full hop too early?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's a problem.
Yeah,
that a lot
like
of-
where's the decision point? That's like,
It can be really late.
yeah, no, I agree.
Because like the thing is, if you drill late or drill early, you're still gonna get like the drill grab, drill turn around up tilt or whatever you want, drill shine.
Right. A lot of times I see Foxes do full hop nair. That one I can kind of understand a little bit more because the full hop nair cuts off you trying to set up like a laser to beat out the full hop.
That's true.
Because if you're doing like a full hop and like you're not fast falling it, then you kind of give Falco time to run away and then laser your landing, and then he has like that control. Like you're in his mix-up world right now.
That makes sense.
So I think that's why Foxes do the full hop immediate nair. That's why, at least why I do it, because I'm just I don't want them to have that control. And I'm also doing it because like just if they randomly decide to throw out an aerial.
Right. It's also hard because like, before we started talking about full hop, we were talking about the mix up of running shine and full hop. And so like when you break down the full hop mix up into like 12 more trees, it's like you're complicating the game so much. That's like what Kalindy was just talking about before. So like in a way to simplify the game, you can say I'm going to running shine or I'm going to running full hop nair, right? And that's like at least an easier way to like discern that mix up. And if they're beating the nair, maybe you could have running shined and you don't have to worry about all the other fast fall times you could have done or something. Although obviously there are available, so you have to like kind of pay attention to them eventually. But just an example of how much of a mess this matchup can be.
That makes sense. So, Squid, what you were kind of saying is that maybe it wouldn't be that advantageous for Falco to be that stationary, because even if he is, like, he's not going to be able to beat all drifts, all fast fall timings from this full hop, regardless if he reads that or not. That makes sense to me. It's just like, I feel as though in the meta right now, like, Foxes are straight up just doing full hop nair, and they fast fall as soon as they can. Like, it feels like nobody's just doing drill and then like not fast falling and then fading it back. Like that almost never happens to me when I play a Fox, and when it does, I'm like perplexed almost. I'm like, wow, you're actually thinking this far ahead? Like that's really good of you. Or they're reacting like Kalindy was saying.
Crush
also
was
though, like
the best at it.
Yeah.
Who's the best?
I said Crush was the best at it.
Oh yeah,
and Armada. And then like Lucky.
Right.
All three of those Foxes are really good at it.
But yeah, so like in what you're describing of being stationary to beat that sort of thing, at what point do you like decide to switch to that mode? Because I agree with KJH to go from like let's say you're a Falco and you're like laser dash dance, laser wave dash, turn around, walk. At that point the Fox can be like, are you reacting to him having full hop then turning around and walking, or are you just randomly doing that as an option out of laser? Because if you just randomly do it out of laser and he doesn't full hop, now you're just walking against a dash dancing Fox and you got to play the initial laser mix up again.
Yeah, true. Yeah, what I was going to say.
I see it.
Oh, sorry. What I was going to say is that always in that situation, my backup plan for that plan is I always just dash pivot laser. But like you said, it's just that initial laser mix up.
Right,
again.
and then you're playing the initial laser mix up, right? So like most Foxes, and probably including Kalindy, since we've talked about this, most Foxes will let you shoot that first laser. But some Foxes won't, right? So it's like...
Yeah, but this is why, like, for the Fox viewers and everybody, it's why being aggressive is such a good thing to be. Like, I feel like people talk about all the time how, like, the meta is so stale, defensive play is the only thing to do, and it's like, well, you're totally forgetting about, like, how hard you could punish someone if you catch them like on this first laser or something. I do think that defensive play is extremely strong. Side platform is really good. The take laser mix-ups are really strong too, which is why like Kalindy, you're fucking like number 24 in the world, But like if Mango's still saying that you're bad at the matchup and there's some things that you don't understand, like it's worthwhile to at least discuss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you were gonna say something, Kalindy, about just like sorry, I know he like full hopped. Are you really reacting to him and then you just kind of walk away?
From my point of view, Falcos do that turnaround like walk or become stationary is usually when they have like some type of stage control or like.
Oh, that makes sense. So we just described, like Ginger said, in that my backup plan would be to retreating laser. So if he has the space to do
like
retreating,
right outside of like running shine. Like threat range is when Falco,
which is kind of like the full hop threat range.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're gonna get to this range and do the full hop every time and not get close enough for there to be a mix up.
It's also the range like where if the Fox decides to run and shine, Falco should be able to dash away safely.
Yeah.
Laser. So it's usually that range.
I think there's
it is preemptive when Falcos turn around.
I agree. Yeah.
I think that being aggressive in that situation as the Falco too is really, really important. But then like you can't ignore the defensive side of the game. Like this is the other side. Yeah. It's like Falco I think should do that sometimes. Like here, like when I was talking about the meta of Foxes and full hopping, how they always just kind of do the same drift, the same timing. You can kind of catch on that sort of thing. Like and I hate to bring up specific people as examples, but like these are people in the public eye and you can go watch the videos. Like if you play against Chillin', what I can do is I can literally shoot a laser and stand there and turn my back. And then I'm like, okay, well, where's the full hop? And then he full hops. I up tilt him. I combo him to 80, right? And it's like, he's not a bad player. He's really good. His punish game is pretty solid. But, like, he's probably not playing these full hop mix-ups as well as he could. And that's why, I guess in my brain, before we even had this discussion, I was thinking that stationary Falco is, like, a good thing to be, or maybe even like more valuable than dash dancing or like having lasers out in front of you all the time. But the more we talk about it, the more I'm just like, man,
Yeah.
if the fox is playing well or reacting properly, it sounds really hard to deal with.
Right. I think it's just that like there's like 3,600 interactions in this matchup, and most foxes do 3 of them. So it's like very easy to be like this one's good. It's good against Fox's options. It's like, yeah, but what about the 35,977 other options he has? Like,
Yeah.
To be fair, those 3 options are very good.
Yeah.
Oh, they're strong. They're strong as heck. Yeah, no, I agree. So let's if we're not being stationary, right? This is almost turning into like a discussion of just like, okay, Kalindi, how do we beat Fox? Tell us.
Yeah.
But like, what can we do? Is it just a matter of standing closer, kind of how we were talking about Mango standing closer and even cutting you off from even jumping out of shield? Like, because if we're not standing still, how are we supposed? Like, am I gonna full hop shine you out of the air? Like, it just like maybe wave landing down onto a platform, but like I said, when I'm usually staying stationary, it's when I have stage control, which is generally in the center of the stage. Like, how am I supposed to call out this full hop, or should I just be standing closer in general? Do you think?
I think closer is better because like whenever I'm in that situation with Falco and they're not pressuring me, it's just like, all right, I can either go play a mix-up or I can go to the side platform.
Yeah, exactly.
But I can pretty much, I can choose.
You choose, yeah.
Like
it's like the far lasers don't force anything. They're just like, yeah.
It's just like they're really only good if like the Fox is like super antsy and doesn't really know how to deal with Falco, and they're afraid of his lasers. Like,
and they're probably better on FD.
Oh yeah, FD is totally different.
Yeah. It's weird talking about FD though. I generally this is just a thing in general, not even about like necessarily what we're discussing. It's so weird to talk like whenever I talk to someone, they're like, "Oh, what do you do after Falco up throw?" I'm like, "Well, tell me what stage." And they're like, "Let's just assume FD." And then I think,
and you're like, all right, the biggest counterpick stage.
The one stage where there are no platforms, the one stage where there are like curved sides, like we're assuming the one stage that's different from all the other stages. Okay, kind of weird.
Kind of weird, but I'm down.
But that's why it's generally more productive to talk about stages that do have side platforms and stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. But it is worth mentioning.
Definitely.
Right. Because like, I don't know, lasers don't really put an onus on them, but on FD they do. Because it's like, well, you have to do something eventually. Because I do get to keep lasering you in the corner, and there's no escape from this interaction. You're going to play it eventually. Because like Falco can't force Fox to move forward into the lasers, except on FD.
Yeah, that makes sense. Kind of transitioning from this topic, since we kind of talked about the full hop, standing closer or being stationary sometimes might be a good thing, but generally don't lock yourself down like that. Transitioning to a different topic, we already kind of talked about Falco in the corner a little bit. I think when Falco establishes that control, let's say he gets the initial laser out, he's not that afraid in the corner. You know what I mean? Like he's not really that scared to be in the corner. He has this laser control. He's most likely not just gonna die. But I'm curious about what it's like from the Fox perspective, because I honestly, like, my Fox doesn't have the experience of playing its high-level Falcos when Falco is corner pressuring the Fox. What is that like for you, Kalindi? Do you feel like retreating to the ledge is just really good, or do you feel like most...
You're saying Fox in the corner?
Fox is in the corner. I'm wondering, is it scary for you? Like, how do you generally feel?
It doesn't feel, like, scary at all. Because usually I feel pretty safe, because I know for me... to get hit in the corner, Falco has to commit to something. Or I have to like jump out of the corner like an idiot and get hit by a back air or something.
Right.
But it's like, honestly, I feel pretty safe in the corner because it's almost like ice climbers, you know, like you'll see like Fox sit in the corner against ice climbers. Because it's like, yeah, they can't really hit me over here. And if they do try and hit me, it's a big risk. So like, the ways for Falco to hit Fox in the corner is like nair, like aerial or grab, pretty much. Right. And if you miss either of those things, you can either get pivot grab, or like Fox can full hop over it. Come on top of it. It's like as long as you stay like, as long as Falco is staying like far enough to where, if he lasers you, you don't power shield it or whatever, you can full hop out of the way. It feels pretty safe. The only time it doesn't feel really safe is like where we're talking about like with if he's like standing in the corner really close to
like
me.
right next to you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when it's scary. I don't know if you meant like if
I
that's
just
the
meant like
situation you're talking
general
about.
Falco corner pressure because I feel like most Falcos don't stand that close or pressure like that.
Okay.
Like what I'll do a lot of the time against most foxes, I like turn my back right there, right? And I'm like either throwing out kind of preemptive back airs or I'm doing up tilts. I think this is generally how most like mid-level Falcos pressure the corner too. Occasionally they see you move to a side platform and they like full hop back air. And if that didn't hit, you just kind of drift away and then alleviate all the corner pressure. And it's just like I feel like we're not threatening that hard, but it is like also if we commit too hard in the corner, we give up all of our advantage.
Yeah.
So
it's one of those where like the person in the advantageous position is willing to hold on to the position longer, right?
Yeah.
Like
I think that's easier for Fox to deal with when the Falco
exactly
tries to like hold the positioning.
Wait, you said that's easier or harder to deal with?
I think that's easier to deal with.
Yeah.
If Falco tries to hold his position.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot harder to deal with if Falco is trying to like actually pressure you in the corner and read your defensive options.
Mm-hmm. Read defensive options without like over committing in a way.
Yeah.
So you have to find like kind of the perfect balance, is what you're saying.
Or committing correctly, right? Which is like because sometimes you play someone that's just better than you, and it like they are committing, but if they're just correct every time, it just feels real bad, you know? Like
so, like an example would be like Falco gets a pretty close laser, and I can't full hop out, and I can't get an up tilt out, and I'm like pretty much forced to shield.
Yeah,
it's a really close distance, but that's where Falco like has all his mix-ups.
Yeah,
and it's like, is he going to keep dash dancing? Is he going to call out my full hop? It's like I'm kind of stuck here. And like the smaller my shield gets, the worse it gets. And it's just
because then just like nair shield pokes or something. Yeah, that's interesting because I think like I've always liked the concept of like holding on to advantageous positions, and like it's always made sense in my head that stage controls, like the guy in center stage, should be willing to just like stay here, just because like it's the better spot for you. Like hypothetically, if the interaction was like you're in the corner and I'm in the center, and then we just like back air at each other repeatedly for a while, that's like going to favor the guy who's in center stage, right?
Yeah.
But that's not how the game really ends up playing out, right? Like if Falco is just like, I'm trying to hold on to center stage, like it definitely sounds like from what Kalindi is saying, what that feels like to the Fox is, oh, he's giving me time to set up one of my mix-ups. And then you can set up a mix-up that's not just walling out with back airs. It's looking for a knockdown or a grab or something that gets a true conversion. Even though he's in the corner and in a like bad spot, it actually doesn't matter if you're not like taking advantage of it and stuff. So
yeah. I mean, that makes sense to me. And like what'll happen a lot of times too, and what even happens against Sheik, but it's happening more and more against all these characters, is like if I do an auto cancel back air, kind of drift in then drift out to like corner pressure, let's say, like Fox will crouch in the corner and then just dash up smash me, right? And it's like, oh shit, well I was either gonna laser, like what I don't want to do after that auto cancel back air is shield in general, but like. And sometimes Fox can even catch you before you get the chance to shield. But like, who corner pressures by back airing and then shielding with their back turned? Like, nobody. Okay, maybe. But it's like even that isn't that advantageous. Like, what if Fox full hops at that position, right? Like, you could get screwed. So like, he can wait for you to throw something out if you throw out something. Like to predict you coming out. So maybe like pushing in as Falco could be a little bit more advantageous, because Fox has the running up smash, like a running shine out, a full hop, waveland on side platform.
Yeah, actually, now that we're talking about it, I think I've just had this misconception that like once you've achieved good positioning, you can like passively cash in on that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like I've achieved, because if you think of the game in terms of spacing and positioning, spacing being your distance from your opponent and positioning being how close you are to the center, right? Like your goal at all points in the game should be to get as close to the center, as close to your optimal spacing to your opponent, right?
Yeah.
So you get towards center and then you get close enough to have threats next to your opponent. And in my head, it's like once I've reached optimal spacing and optimal positioning, I want to hold that as long as possible, right? Like I want them to feel uncomfortable, and eventually, an interaction happens just that I win for free because I've got the good positioning and good spacing or something. And I think that's wrong.
It sounds more wrong.
I've decided just now that it's wrong.
That's actually it really helped me. That actually really clicked in my brain. But yeah, no, that was just that was a question because what I always like to talk about is how a player feels in a certain situation.
Yeah.
A lot of times that's indicative of like the amount of mix-up somebody has, or the risk reward in certain positions, or how they've been punished in the past.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense. I think that was pretty productive in terms of talking about Fox in the
Yeah.
corner and all that. Another
I'm
thing.
gonna run to the restroom real quick. I'll be right
Sure,
back.
yeah, take your time. So I guess kind of the next thing that we could talk about, Clindy, is the Pipsqueak video. If we want to talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm down. Do you want to wait for him or
I don't
start?
know. That's the thing. I've never experienced this before. My co-host
He's never
has
gone to the bathroom
He's
before.
never done this before.
Wow.
He's a loose cannon dude, I tell you what. Dude, okay. When's the last time you went to a Michigan local?
No, it hasn't been that long ago because I go to WWE sometimes.
Oh, okay.
I went 2 weeks in a row, and I went 2 weeks in a row before Summit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that's good.
So yeah, and then Duck went to one of them. I convinced him to go.
Really? Did you beat him?
Yeah.
Nice, good stuff.
That's actually the best I've ever played versus Samus.
Really?
Yeah,
wow,
it's crazy.
Dude, I was playing with Morse code. Like every week, he would come over to my house once or twice a week too, and I was getting really good against Samus. I haven't played him in like a month or like a month and a week or something. So I don't know what's going on with that. But dude, just Michigan doesn't. I'm hoping to.
I know.
You know my whole plan. You know my plan. I'm revitalizing Michigan, man. I'm doing it. Okay.
I'm down to help in any way.
I know. Apparently, the next few months should be pretty good though. I can't release like all the information, but some like strong regional tournaments or like monthlies might be happening like within the next few months, which is.
Is it in the back room?
It's in the back room. Yeah, you can check it out.
Okay.
But I'm just happy about it because, fuck, man. Like when was the last Saturday tournament in Michigan? I don't know. It was that like Aurora Blitz thing or whatever that happened.
Dude, you didn't even go to that.
I didn't even go to that. Nobody did.
The last Saturday tournament we were both at.
Oh my god, I can't. Yeah, Saturday tournament in Michigan that we were both at. I can't actually remember. It must have been 8 months ago, dude.
It was Kavandre's tournament.
Which one? The one that was like the Smash 4
right before you moved. Where you played Clovis and DBZ there.
Oh yeah, that was a Saturday tournament in Michigan, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That was like 4 months ago, right?
Whenever you moved, it was literally that weekend.
That was at least 4 months ago. That was 4 months and some change, actually. Almost 5.
Yeah.
That's insane to me. What's up, Squid?
Yo.
We were just talking about Michigan Melee because I felt like it was topical.
You're like, it's time. Quick, he's gone.
Yeah, I was like, the Californians out of here. Let's talk about Michigan. Oh, yeah. Here Be Mid-Tiers just recently happened. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we were at Summit.
Yeah, we were at Summit. We didn't go. But it was
that?
It was a decent tournament. We were just talking about how Saturday tournaments in Michigan are kind of just dead at the moment. But
yeah,
it should be
kind of true for SoCal as well. Like Fight for SoCal is the first one in quite a long time.
Dude, everybody, when I made a post about it in Michigan Melee, everybody complained. They're like, my region too, and I was okay, well then why aren't there Saturday tournaments, you dinguses? Like everyone's just running weeklies.
And it was also cool because like Fight for SoCal just happened, and like a bunch of people that I haven't seen in a while showed up. Right.
Oh, that's sick.
And it's like there's so many weeklies now that none of them feel like that's the one I'm gonna go to, right? So people on like there's the super grinders that go to like 3 to 4 a week and they're crazy, right? Yep. And then there's like the local people that like they go to the whatever one is closest to them and that's it. And then some people are like, oh, I'll go to the next one. Not this one. I'll go to, and then they end up not going to anything for 3 months. And then the big one happens on a Saturday, and you're like, okay, this one I'll go to, and then they show up, right? Mm-hmm. But without that one big one on a Saturday, there's never like, this is the one I'm going to go to. So they end up just putting off more.
Oh, what, Clindy?
I was just about to say before we like go back to Fox and Falco, I was about to say the one thing that I miss so much is going to a Saturday tournament. This is like before there were weeklies.
Yeah.
Like going to a Saturday tournament, losing and training all week.
Oh, for the next Saturday tournament.
Just for the next Saturday tournament.
Oh, man.
And like, that could be why like motivation has died because it's like.
I think so because like 2013, 2014 was the peak of this for us where SSS was like the only tournament and it was every single 2 weeks, like every 2 weeks.
Yep.
So it was like, so first of all, people that didn't practice didn't get better because you couldn't get better just by attending tournaments. Nowadays, like you can actually just practice by attending tournaments 5 days a week, and you're playing 4 or 5 days a week, and that's decent, right? So it was just kind of fun to see, like, ooh, like, how does this guy look now? Because we haven't seen him in a while, you know?
Yeah.
But now it's just like, oh yeah, no, I mean, last week he's gained 0.4 points of skill, so he might beat this guy now 30% of the time instead of 20. You know, like we all know like exactly how everything's gonna play out all the time. So
it's just an oversaturation.
Yeah.
The last thing I was gonna say is that a lot of times and I think a lot of other people would go to weeklies as practice for the Saturday tournament because there's like something ramping up, right? But like we've seen drops in the local tournaments, right, that are happening every week. So it's like I feel like a lot of people feel like there's nothing they're working towards, right? There's no big thing that they get to like achieve, right? Like, oh, let's say they place 3rd instead of 5th at the local. Cool.
Yeah, it also sucks when you get like 2nd or 3rd, and then the next tournament, the next day you get 7th, and then the next day you know, like it's over so quick. Like who cares? Any win or loss doesn't feel like it matters anymore.
Just like Saturday tournaments are so much better. People have work off more of the time.
Yeah.
A lot of times they're spaced out like monthlies or bi-weekly, so people know when to ask off of work. There's more. There's incentive for other people outside of the region to attend, and that's exciting for new players because they don't just play the same 20 people every single time like they do at their weeklies.
Yeah, that's super true. But for Fight for SoCal, I showed up at 2, and I played 2 sets. And then I waited 4 hours for bracket.
Wow. Yeah.
That super sucked. It's just
bring a book.
Like it's hype if I like play friendlies or something, but it's just like, dude, I don't miss that part of Saturday tournaments.
Well, the thing is, like, hopefully that they're like, Ryan Ford was there, right? Like, you probably don't get to play against Ryan Ford very much, so maybe use that time. I don't know. Blah blah blah. There's a bunch of benefits to Saturday tournaments, and that's why
I also think they don't have to be like that. Like this was kind of not optimally run. Like they didn't have to be a 4-hour gap between like 2 sets to make it out of pool.
I heard there were too much time for pools. I saw those criticisms.
We just had like a million setups, and then literally it took me 2 sets to finish my pool.
Yeah, I've been there. All right, back to Falco versus Fox, huh?
Yes.
Okay, so what I said that we could kind of transition to here while you were gone, Squid, is we could talk about Pipsqueak's video a bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So overall, I think we're all in agreement that it was a good video. He talked about a lot of things in the video that like generally aren't talked about by like regular mid-level players, and so for people to like have an easy to understand breakdown of a lot of those situations was really good and productive. Not all the information was perfect, but I think it was decently interesting to watch.
Yeah, it was also like definitely a good starting point, right? Like if you mastered everything in this video, you would be good enough to figure out what to do from there. Just like as a general anti-Falco video, not only for Fox, I think I like the perspective of like, because he kind of talked about the like fight Falco when he doesn't have a laser out. If he has a laser out, like does he get to a spacing where he predictably stops lasering and throws out a down air? You know, like test that spacing to see like what he's doing at different spacings and stuff, and like sort of like learn. I don't know, the ground game against Falco in a way that makes sense, because other people are just like, oh, lasers, and then he's like, well, okay, there's like the aerials, there's the lasers, there's before and after laser control and stuff like that, and then you can like, and then also like breaking it down between like take laser options and shield laser options, which is like very important, but I don't know.
Definitely.
Like it is talked about, and people do talk about it, but it's nice to have like one big resource that was like, like take laser, shield laser, and then vertical game to get above the lasers and stuff, and then stuff like that. So
definitely. One thing I want to ask you about, Clindy, was I know that he referenced your video a few times in his, and one of the parts was about the Falco punish game. I'm wondering if like has anything changed within the like Fox flowcharty up throw stuff recently? Like I know that I've been doing like the SDI on some of your up airs, and that seems to really screw Fox over, like really bad. I don't know if that's like re-incentivized you to think about certain options that you'd choose or something, like maybe waveland grabbing again instead of up airing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's what I was gonna say.
Do you mean you do the Sechi SDI or just
I do
SDI?
the Ginger SDI actually. No, but in reality, it's just different. I SDI it away, and then since he's drifting, I like DI neutral, and then I tech that way, so he has to dash up air, and I just SDI it in the same direction that he's drifting, and then I shine him, and then turn it into my combo. I have like 50 clips of me doing this. I can send to you some.
Okay, yeah.
But I should explain it to you, because it's after the first hit. I don't get hit by the second hit. I'm not sliding off. I just SDI the first hit, and then I shine him. Does this make sense?
No.
How does it not?
Wait, you teched away.
Yeah.
No. Oh yeah.
Well, I got up there on the platform. I teched to the side of the platform, right towards center stage.
And he's up bearing towards there.
Yep, he's up bearing towards there.
And the first hit hits you, and you SDI away, but somehow you're not sliding off.
Yep. I'm up in the air. The first hit hits me up in the air, so I SDI away, and then he just falls into me, and I shine him.
Oh, because the second one just whiffs?
Yeah, the second one just whiffs. It's just like SDIing like his puff or something.
Right.
It's amazing. If you don't do it yet, Squid, you're gonna be.
I don't. Yeah.
No, it's actually amazing. So has that affected anything with you, Kalini? Because the other part of that too, I just want to break down super quick, is that if I do that and it only single hits me, or if I miss it, that DI allows me to slide off DI on the top platform, like slide off mistech, so much of the time that it's like it blows my mind. So I either get out of the combo or I get out of the combo, is what it seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty annoying, but I think Fox definitely has a good way of dealing with it. Like you said, I have been doing waveland regrab a lot because waveland regrab is especially good if they decide to tech to the ledge or towards that, like towards the edge. Because when you regrab them towards the edge, again, you also want to make sure that you space the grab so that
you can dash.
A lot of people go for the deep grab, and it's just like,
oh, that's such a good point. I never thought of that. Do you go over that in your video?
Maybe.
That's a really good point. That's so good. I'd never thought of it.
It's super important.
So that's so that you can like up throw and then like dash or up
shine.
Oh
my god.
So yeah, and a lot of times when you up throw Falco after text to the edge, he'll DI out, and then this is like the best mix up possible because you can either shine or up smash, and like Falco kind of has to DI in.
Yeah.
If you shine him and he DIs out, he's pretty much dead. So you up throw up smash and then he has to DI in, and you can like up smash again or up throw. You get like a pretty big punish. So I definitely think waveland regrab is super good against Falcos that know how to do that DI and who are always going to tech roll.
Now, when you waveland, you don't have enough time to punish the tech in place, right?
No.
Or do you?
No.
Not at all. Not even with shine. I don't know. I'm just wondering, like,
not at low percent.
Okay.
Maybe on Yoshi's, like,
because he has to fall down.
Yeah, I'm sure there's like specific scenarios where you can, at the very least, shield or shine.
Well, I mean, obviously, like at high percent, what a lot of people do, they up throw and then they waveland and then they up a reaction up smash and then just kill you. So like obviously at high percents it works, but like low percent is where it really matters. I think like a lot. What you do off the up throw?
Something I've tested before, I can't remember if it still works, but do you remember like the pseudo like aerial interrupt, like the falling up air? Fastball? If I recall correctly, Falx can do that, and then he can shield in time if Falco techs in place.
Really? Well, that would mean that he could shine, but like there's no reason to shine.
Shine is a little harder.
Nah. I'm sure shine's harder too. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. So, I'm assuming that most Falcos don't do that to you. Like Squid's not doing it over there.
Mango did it to me.
Did he really?
I'm surprised he didn't. I haven't like listened to the commentary on the set, but he did it in the set.
Yeah,
he did it on the Dreamland game.
Dude, it's so hard commentating on this. There's 5 people. You know, I can't bring up every little thing. I wish I could.
Well, I don't know if you commented on it.
I might not have. I really might not have. But
yeah, Mango did it to me. And the thing with Mango doing something like that, it's like, wasn't an accident, wasn't on purpose.
That's true.
Does he even know what that is? I highly doubt it.
Did he shine you out of it too?
No, he didn't shine me out of it.
Okay, interesting. Now,
I think you're only Falco to ever like shine me out of it, which is why I haven't like changed my my flow chart.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. If like enough Falcos have like maybe done that or something, or if you've seen it that like you really thought about reprioritizing everything. But it seems like your flow chart's still pretty solid as of right now.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Other things in the Pipsqueak video, he talked about. I don't even know how much there is to talk about this, but tech chasing off the shine out of shield from Fox. And I thought that was really interesting because he talked about that. You were in my chat, Clinty, when I was watching it. You didn't know that like you didn't know for sure that you couldn't reaction tech chase 100% of the time off of that.
Yeah.
Because my theory was always that Fox needed to be on top of Falco to chain grab, meaning that if he's going to grab tech in place, it has to be a standing grab, like the 7-frame one, not a jump cancel grab. So if there's situations where Falco techs in place and Fox has to dash JC grab, that always felt like unreactable to me.
Yeah.
And that situation comes up a lot off of the Shine.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, especially with Shine out of shield, and it happens with us sometimes too, because I'll hard like L cancel my aerial, and then I'll like instant tech the Shine out of shield or
Oh,
something.
I always read that.
Yeah, you always read it. Yeah, that's what it seems, and it's like, man, it's kind of. It's not great for Fox that you can't reaction tech chase there. It's not the end of the world, but I guess I assumed that you had enough time.
Yeah.
And I guess your assumption was that you couldn't, and so you ended up being right. But neither of us knew, so I thought that was
I never
kind of...
like really tested it.
Mm-hmm.
I just assumed that Fox could.
Yeah. So that was good to get some clarification on.
Yeah. It makes sense to me that you can't, but again, I also had never tested it or anything. Because
Mhm.
I've had like a bunch of Foxes do different things off of it, right? Like it's not like there's like Connor would shine out a shield and then he'd run up crouches to try to do like he tries to set up the crouch tech chase on the missed techs, but you don't always have time to get that, especially if they tech.
Mhm.
And then some people just try to hit you out of it, like wave shine jab or down tilt or something.
Mhm.
And then what did Pipsqueak say? He pretty much said you have to read the second place, or you can still react to rolls.
Yeah. So it's kind of a 50-50-ish kind of sort of thing.
Yeah.
There's ways to safely like read it.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna try and cover second place, like in my opinion, the best thing is just like what I do is I input a dash away. After they take in place, and if they spot dodge, I react and grab it.
Yeah.
And if they don't spot dodge, then you just like you go back into your zone and just like control that space.
So this is why my spot dodge gets grabbed so much.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, that actually makes a shit ton of sense. Like a lot of sense. And
I
think
that sounds like a good setup too, because what I do a lot on Wake Up there is F smash, and the dash away would beat that too.
It's just like one input, like
one
input, and then you react from there.
And then spot dodge and up tilt have around the same amount of like vulnerable frames and stuff like that, so you can kind of just work around both of those. And God,
it gets hard once Falco started wake up shine aerial.
Yeah, shine down. Yeah.
Because you input the dash and you see their shine, it's like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
Now I have to input a few more dashes to wait for them to get through and doing what they're doing. It's like probably 4 dashes to take up the whole shine down there. Like,
but you're kind of reacting in that zone though, right? Because if he spot dodges, you grab it, and then if he shines, you're like, okay, well, we're playing kind of a mix-up now.
You like Fox still has like clear advantage regardlous of if he's not.
Yeah, like Falco's stuck in shine right in front of you. That's
yeah
even better than being stuck in shield. For Fox, it's worse for Falco.
Yeah, that makes sense, man. That actually, that's clicking. That situation's making more sense to me now.
Yeah,
that's actually that's really good.
Yeah, I think that's good to know on Falco's part when Fox can true reaction tech chase and when he can't.
Definitely, because it changes your wake up option, or at least what you attempt.
You
should wake up approaching laser.
That's good.
That actually would be good.
It would be,
really but good. if you're playing against here's the thing is that if you're playing against a mid-level Fox who has no system, it's like he might just do this and then just do an up smash for fun. And it's like, okay, well, like, come on, dude, can't we play a mix-up here or something?
It's like he was trying to tech chase you, but it wasn't a real
exactly.
And then he'll tell you he reacted. I love when people like tell you they reacted.
Yeah.
I have this one. I don't know if I want to call him out. I'm not going to call him out. I'll tell the story anonymously.
I call everyone out. Come on.
All right, I'll call him out. There's a Puff player in SoCal named Nico.
Oh,
and
nice.
A long time ago, he got a stored power shield where like, you know, the stale laser stores a power shield on a shield. I down aired him and he F smashed out a shield backwards and killed me off of it. So it was like stored power shield F smash. Forward air gimp or something. And so like I clipped it and I posted it in SoCal Melee and he responded with, "Oh yeah, I reacted to the power shield and F smash."
No.
And I was like, "No, you did not."
No. He probably tried to back air. Probably.
No, he tried to roll.
Oh, roll makes 10 times more sense. Oh my god. Wow. What a dingus. What a dingus. That is funny. Other things in the Pipsqueak video, he talked about reacting to side B.
Oh yeah.
And like the reason why I wanted to talk about this is like Kalindi, I feel like I don't know when I play you, I'm not sure if you're reacting, to side B sometimes, like when you back air me. But when I play against Ice and Leffen, both of those guys, I swear to God, I side B and then they jump from the ledge back air. You know, like
Yeah.
claw. They do claw, like
Yeah.
drop jump back air, like as fast as possible. It hits me every time. It feels like I can't get past them.
Yeah.
Do you think that they're using the audio cue or?
I can kind of explain that situation
please
because I
do.
literally just checked it frame by frame of when Leffen drops from the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
he's
that's
doing it preemptively.
Really?
Like I was watching and he did it on like frame. He dropped from the ledge on like frame 10 of the side B.
Yeah.
And it's like no one's reactions are that good.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But he was able to throw out the back air on reaction. So like after dropping from the ledge, like maybe inputting the double jump is on reaction, like the double jump early as opposed to late if he decides to B.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I think it's an initial read and then like a confirm.
Do you know what frame side B makes a sound?
I think it's frame 1.
I think it's frame 1 too.
Because Sammy says he thinks it's reactable, but only with the audio cue. And I've heard people say that audio reactions are faster than visual reactions.
I have this weird thing where my audio and visual reactions are like the exact same speed. And
You've
like
tested
people say that I'm lying about this. I swear I'm gonna do it on stream sometime. But I like it's very weird. Like with an 1 ms response, because I used to think that my audio reactions were like slightly faster, and then I have like a 1 ms response time monitor and everything now, and it's like they're almost exactly the same, which is just weird to me.
I mean, it also depends on distance as well. I do think sometimes you probably are side being from a distance that is reactive to jump back there.
Definitely, yeah.
But like the general distance where side B and up B are both really good, I don't think it's reactable to hit the side B.
That makes sense. I mean, if they're dropping from the ledge preemptively, and especially Leffen, because he's the one who, at most, I really feel like I can't get past him. It's like there's this wall up on the stage. I can't do it. So it's like, if I know that he's jumping preemptively, it's like up B becomes quite a bit better there. But what I was thinking that maybe what Leffen is doing is he's dropping at a time, like you're falling, right, as the Falco, and maybe he's dropping at a time where like you couldn't drop any lower within this range, and like you couldn't up B without like being below the stage or something like that, and so he's dropping at that time.
It's like what Kalindi said, right? He could drop there and then react with back air if he has to. Like, because once you've dropped the ledge, maybe it's possible to react with double jump back air.
Yeah, and if not, like,
and then if you up B, he does something else.
Yeah, I'm wondering what he would do other than that. But I mean, like up B, you could refresh. You think?
Yeah.
On reaction.
Like you can just double jump regrab the edge, and then you have like a 50-50 from there.
Yeah, true. Huh. Wow, that's complicated. But yeah, I think like what I was talking about, my main criticism is like I was trying to say that even with the visual reaction, I think you can. But if the audio happens frame 1, it's like, well, then you just can with the audio reaction, right? Or at least most people would be able to. I think that we could say. So Falco is bad. You heard it here first.
It's all about just being in a position. Like, imagine if you're just trying to forward tilt 4B on reaction.
Yeah.
Like, I think you could.
Yeah.
Forward tilt comes out on frame 5, back air comes out on like frame 5. So if you're in that position where you can throw out a back air on reaction, you probably can.
Dude, I feel like I tried to forward tilt and the side B just clips my head.
You actually asked me about this. You asked me about this a few months ago. Squid, you said, do you react to side B with forward tilt? And I say, well, I usually don't edge guard with forward tilt, but I do sometimes. Like, I think I can.
You probably... I think up tilt's probably better.
Here's the thing is, like, what, you start moving or something on, like, frame 17 with Falco? I don't... If he's right on top of you... And this is the thing, is that it's never the case, that he's side being on top of you recovering or something. That's not...
It's like when we're talking about the lasers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, how many frames you have to react is how many frames he travels and stuff.
Exactly. So if it's like, if he's 17 right on top of you, maybe you don't have 5 frames to do that with the input delay and everything, blah, 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 blah. But, like, that's not the situation all the time. I think that you have enough travel time, like, with most side Bs that you'd probably be able to react to the forward tilt.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to me, especially with the audio reaction. It's like, yeah, all makes sense. So
I think it's hard.
You think it's hard? Yeah, I think it's definitely hard too. I mean, if it wasn't hard, I think everyone would just be back airing every Falco that ever tried to recover. But like only probably 10 people are doing it consistently or something. So Is there anything else in the Pipsqueak video that any of you guys wanted to talk about? I can't really think of that much. I just kind of almost even wanted to give it a plug because it's a very solid video. Grabs?
Or Falco's throws, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Was that in the video?
Oh yeah.
It was in the video, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah, what do we think? What do we think about this? What do we think about Falco's throws in the matchup? And specifically, I mean, let's talk about it specifically on tri-platform stages at low percent. What's Falco supposed to do, Kalindy? Because right now it feels hopeless.
It's pretty bad.
I don't even think it's matchup specific. I just I think Falco's throws are.
I think they're good in other matchups.
I think they're good in other matchups too. I'm surprised to hear you. Well, like certain matchups, like for example,
like Marth,
Peach,
or Peach.
Yeah.
I was actually going to
Marth
say
and
those
Peach.
exactly.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Puff too. I think like at 0 at least you have like guaranteed forward throw combos. Down throw if you have leftmost port and they don't tech it can be a combo, and you can buffer down throw too, so you can pummel buffer down throw, and that's like a different timing for your throw and their tech. And then
I'm looking at the character selection right now, and
Yeah.
I think Falco's throws are good against a lot of these characters.
Yeah.
But let's say that we're throwing in the center of the stage too, because like my thing is that throwing Peach off stage at low percent is broken. Forward throwing Peach off stage is so good.
Throwing anyone off stage, I think, is good.
Yeah,
With
we don't
forward
even have
or
to
back
debate that.
throw,
If you're
it's,
over
like,
by the
pretty-
ledge, forward throw, and then it's like, okay, it's
Yeah.
sick.
Even like against Fox, back throwing him off stage feels pretty good. Like
I don't know
he
about
can
back
SDI
throw.
and double jump, but really,
I don't
mean, he's
know. I
not-
can't tell.
there's no way it's bad.
I think back throwing Fox is like good.
Okay.
If,
Yeah.
I don't know what else you do.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what I don't know.
yeah.
You're not going forward throwing back in the center stage.
Good point.
So
Good
I
point.
guess back throw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think it's more effective against certain other characters. Is all I'm saying. But
Right.
Okay. Let's assume you're at 10% and we get a grab on a Fox in the center of battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck are we supposed to do, man? Like, okay, let's talk about first of all, just for the viewers. Like, what do you generally do, Kalindy, to get out of most of Falco's throw follow-ups?
Just wiggle the control stick up.
Yep, that's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It blew my mind when Pipsqueak talked about it in his video. He showed the 2 examples of me versus Trillium. And I played it in slow motion for my stream.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, look at this. Trillium up throws me in center stage on Dreamland. I land on a top platform and he's still naring on the ground.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally in landing lag and he's still throwing out the short hop nair that you usually get from up throw.
Yeah.
I know it, dude.
And then he back threw me and then tried to forward throw me. He tried to like grab while I was still on the side platform.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's like that's how like preemptive Falco has to be when he up throws or back throws.
Right.
Yeah. Most definitely.
So-
I think it's really hard. And then obviously forward throw doesn't give you any sort of advantage, right?
Yeah.
Down throw, there's like some cheese. Like is dash
down
daisy
throw's-
shine works.
Down throw's a
really-
mystery.
Yeah. Oh, up throw is a mystery. Oh my, Squid, I told you about some of the stuff Hacks was sending me. Okay,
Yeah.
so Kalindy, I played against Hacks pretty recently on my stream. We had some good games, but he was really bad at like getting out of my throws. So like I would just up throw, shine, and then do my 80% combo or whatever, you know. And it's like that can't be happening at the top level play. So I was like, "Do you know how to get out of it?" And he was like, "We were messaging on Facebook." And he said, "Oh yeah, Kalindy told me all you have to do is SCI up." And I was like, "Yeah, exactly." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm really bad at that. I don't think I understand the throw. Actually, I'm gonna do some testing right now, BRB." And so what happens with the up throw? I haven't even told you this, Kalindy. Is that like with Falco's up throw?
Oh my god, McCain, shut the fuck
I know,
up.
McCain is very loud.
Oh yeah. Wait.
It's okay.
Griffin.
It's okay.
Okay.
I think he's muting himself while I talk or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens is, so he shoots up 6 hitboxes. He shoots 2 laser animations, right? He shoots up 2 laser animations, from what I understand, but it's 6 hitboxes, and then it looks almost as though the lasers, like the hitboxes, are sequenced like as 6 separate things, but 2 of them are connected at a time. They go up in twos, and as soon as the first hitbox connects, the second hitbox disappears. And we were like, why does it disappear? That makes no sense.
Wait. So I think it's actually just 3 lasers
Is it 3
It's
lasers?
not 2. Yeah, it's
Okay.
definitely 3 lasers.
It-
So I did some testing, and I think like between the two of us, we actually have the answer. Because basically, you shoot 3 lasers. The first and the third one send you forward,
Uh-huh.
and the second one sends you backward.
Backwards. Right.
Yeah.
So that's
and
not
that's like any
necessarily-
projectile, right? Like, you know how Sheik's needle has multiple hitboxes as well? That's the same thing, where it's like if you hit with one of the hitboxes, the others disappear. It's all one move.
Right, but
Right?
it looks...
All moves have multiple hitboxes, right?
Mhm.
Not
But
all of them, but
in general, are you sure that Sheik's needles have multiple hitboxes?
yeah, it looks wild. They're
Really?
huge. They're like, yeah, it's like the needle's like this big, and there's a hitbox above it, on it, and below it. It's like,
Captain Face was in the chat and confirmed.
yeah.
That is crazy.
I'm looking
'cause-
at it right now, and I only see 2.
All right, maybe 2, but they're huge.
No, I'm talking about Falco.
Yeah,
Oh,
Falco's
okay.
lasers when he
Yeah.
up there.
There's 2
Right.
circles, and they're overlapping.
Right, but 3
Oh, the
times because he
hitboxes.
shoots 3 lasers. So it's boom, 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 and they're all like within a frame from each other. So
I see
Here's-
the third one. Okay.
yeah, so here's
Yeah.
what's wild about it is that if you get hit by only one laser, the
Mhm.
knockback stacks and you go flying. But because
Oh,
knockback
yeah.
stacking goes away if you get hit by 2 things within 10 frames, if you get hit by 2 lasers, then the 2 lasers cancel out knockback stacking, and you just get whatever the knockback the lasers have, which is like a very small like boom. So if there's a
Very
bunch of
small
characters, yeah, like so Fox and Falco from like, okay, I don't remember the percent range now. I think it was like 0 to 40 or something. If you're just holding, actually no, it's less than that. It's like 0 to 20. If you're holding away when Falco up throws you, you'll by default only get hit by 1 laser, and you'll go flying. Like there'll be absolutely no chance of a follow up just by holding away. And there's no SDI needed because it's the knockback stacking from up throw with this knockback stack, and then you go flying, and there's no way.
Did you test for ports? Just making sure.
Yes, it did not matter.
Okay.
Both ports was like 0 to 23 ish or something. It was like close enough.
Nice.
And
Makes
then
sense.
I tested it with Sheik, and it's like 0 to 40. She can do this. She can just hold away, guaranteed to get hit by 1 laser. And it's just like, oh, that sucks. Like, because holding away is better than mashing SDI. Not better, but it's like way easier, right?
Uh-huh.
Like you don't need a single SDI input if knockback stacks, because then the knockback is insane. And then if you ever get the 1 laser backwards, because like the second laser sends you backwards, it's really hard to get hit by only the second laser and not have like your hit stun animation make you fall into the third one or something, you know? But if ever that happens, you go flying behind them, and that's also insane. Because I always used to wonder, because like people sometimes just go flying, and I'm like, there's no way that's SDI. That's not how SDI works, you know?
Right. It doesn't just send you farther sometimes.
Yeah. So, but that, yeah, it's knockback stacking, which makes it really weird.
So, here's my thing, Squid. So, Falco's up throw is like unreactable, right? I think you throw them on frame 7. Yeah,
Yeah.
you throw them on frame 7. There's no way that you can react to it. So, like, holding away.
Right.
I just want to make sure that the people in the chat understand that, like, when
Yeah.
you get grabbed, this isn't like a reliable strategy. You're at low percent. Oh, just hold away. But if you're holding away, it sounds really, really good.
Right, but there's things you can do. Like, you know how Peach can't be up throw up aired? She's holding behind Fox or whatever,
So,
So,
does she
like-
even have to be holding behind? I think she just has to.
or forward. Either way,
I think maybe
I don't
it's
know.
never guaranteed. Clint, you're the
Basically,
Fox.
Basically,
Name's
when
guaranteed on no DI.
on no DI, right? But
Okay.
in either
It
DI.
is.
Interesting.
But basically, if Peach is shielding against Fox, she can just be holding a direction,
Mhm.
and now she can't be up throw up, right? Kind of the same thing against Falco here, where I'm saying, where it's like, if you're ever at risk of, like, if you're gonna fair grab as Sheik, you can fair grab, hold away while you're shielding,
Mhm.
and if you get grabbed, you're not gonna get any follow up. So
That makes sense. Yeah, I could see that in most situations. I just think that not all the time do you know that you're gonna get grabbed, right? As a
Yeah.
punish. So
But
occasionally,
yeah, like what does Sheik lose by holding away while she shields with her ginormous
well,
shield?
don't you want to hold down, especially at low percent?
I mean,
You don't
maybe
have to
when you
shield
let
every
go of
time.
shield. Yeah.
Well, like you
that's
don't like.
true.
Let's say you fair and then like you're gonna forward tilt or something, and then someone like just whiff punishes run up
Oh,
grass,
yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
you're not
that's
just
true.
gonna all the time be holding away. Otherwise, you'd be dashing. But like if you're
Oh, you should
shielding-
hold away and down on the C stick.
Yeah, true. But like, well, if you're shielding, then you'll just spot dodge.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, we're trying to come up with.
But then you don't need to hold down on the C stick because you can't be hit.
Right. Okay. So all I want to say about this is that Falco's up throw is unreactable. I think sometimes
Yeah.
you can preemptively either hold a direction on the stick, which I think is what a lot of people do. Fox and Falco players against Puff's up throw. A lot of times
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh
yeah,
shoot,
yeah.
she can grab me all of a sudden. She's on the ground. I better hold away.
But people get up to arrested all the time, so
Right. But
so maybe we can up to them.
Lasers get shot out on frames 18, 20, and 24, so like you can definitely react to that. There's also travel time with them coming up to you.
And hit lag.
And then hit lag, which is the next thing that I wanted to talk about really quickly, which is everything is just screwy. So regular Falco lasers do, and I'm saying this to you, Kalindi, because I haven't told you this information. So is Falco's throw weight dependent? It is, Captain Faithful. It is. So maybe throw.
He said independent. So.
Oh, throw independent. Oh God, then no. Okay. So so Falco's lasers on his up throw have the electricity property. His regular lasers do not have this. It's so weird. I don't know why they did this.
I never thought of that.
It actually doesn't affect how much hit lag you have or the amount of time you have to SDI on them because of the way this is so stupid.
This is literally the dumbest like trivia.
I don't know why it's in the game. I don't know why it's in the game. It doesn't affect anything.
I'm looking at it right now.
So it does 1% and then 2% and then 2%. The lasers will do, right? And so you have to have like at least 3 frames to SDI shit. Anyway, the way that the formula works is that it's 3 plus damage divided by 3, right? That is the general hit lag formula.
Oh.
I know, Kalindi, I'm sorry. It's 3 plus, in parentheses, the damage divided by 3, right? Okay. Now, what happens, and then if it's an electronic move, that number is multiplied by 1.5. Okay?
There's no way. This has gone beyond what we're following. Like
I know. Please just let me say it though, because it's hilarious.
Because I'm having fun.
So what happens is that you know how hit lag it rounds down. All the numbers in the game round down, right? Like if you're at 3.8 damage, it'll just round down to 3. It doesn't do 4.
I didn't know that.
When you plug it into a formula, that's how it
floored.
works. Exactly, it's floored. It just rounds down. No matter it's 3.99999, it's 3. It's not 4. And so what happens is in the first part of the formula, the 3 plus damage divided by 3, that number gets floored. It's not a percentage, and then it's multiplied times 1.5 and then floored again. So it actually doesn't affect the hit lag at all because it never passes the threshold to go into the next frame, even when you multiply it. So it's just it doesn't do anything. There's no reason.
It's like, ready for me to blow your mind? Lasers have electric property. Ready for me to blow your mind again? It doesn't matter. Like, okay, so we're back to where we started.
Yeah, just wiggle up on the stick. Just like literally, there should be a clip that's me explaining that whole thing, and the clip of me asking Kalindi what you're supposed to do, and he says, "Just wiggle up on the gray thing."
That's all you have to do.
I know.
Oh my god.
So
that's too much for me.
I know. I'm sorry.
I saw someone in chat say this is why. This is why I don't even try and get into the top 100. I promise you don't have to know math to.
Yeah.
Because in the end, you find out it doesn't even matter. The math does nothing for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, at least in this instance. In this instance, it doesn't matter. But
that was.
So
that was
I just
funny.
wanted to say all that. But yeah. So Falco really doesn't do anything off his throws then at low percent, huh?
If only he had non-floored electric hit lag on his laser.
Sometimes it does feel unreactable. Like I do get caught off guard sometimes with up throw.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh fuck, I missed a DI, and then I get shined or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, like your sets against your set against Shiz at Summit, you missed it like 7 times or something, and I commented on it when I was commentating, and it's just like, wow, I don't know. I think maybe he might be throwing in different situations that I do or whatever. I can't remember the last time you missed the SDI with me. Sometimes I read the SDI, which is like but it's like a 1 in 50,000 chance that I actually get that right. But like, do you feel like the pressure of a situation like in tournament or something could be enough? Because it's like, laser comes out frame 18. It's like pretty fast. Do you think like it's kind of hard?
I do think it's hard, and I still think it's definitely worth for Falco to up throws.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because again, like outside of forward throw, down throw, and back throw at low percent, you technically still get the most from
Yeah, That's true.
Because it still forces like an execution on Fox to get out of it.
It also like sometimes you just land on the top platform, but sometimes you don't. Like sometimes you'll SDI and like you'll just be to the right of the top platform or something.
Or something.
Yeah, and like Falco still doesn't get anything guaranteed, but it's not as good for Fox as just landing and shielding like literally immediately. And then sometimes when that happens, Falco just like full hop shines like randomly in that area and gets lucky. So
yeah, I mean that's kind of what I was talking about with like reading it. And like sometimes you kind of randomly do it, but then if you're wrong and then he doesn't SDI or he goes the other direction or something, it's like you just whiff and then you're on your way back down. And
and then sometimes you get up aired.
Sometimes you get up aired. Sometimes you just die.
Up throw, full hop, up air, or full hop shine or something, and then Fox just like falls, full hop, up air, up air, up air, and you're like, oh, okay.
I have this clip of me against Plups Fox from Summit. I up throw and I try to hit him with a full hop bear, and he drops down. And he just bears me, and I die.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, yeah, that was useless, huh?
I'm a big fan of up throw to die.
It's classic. So let's see. We kind of talked about everything that was on this list. Like, are there any questions that you might have for us Falco players, Kalindy, or should we take Q&A now? We've been streaming for an hour and a half.
I'm down for Q&A.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have 137 people in the chat, and we would love to hear from you guys. What are some questions that you have, mostly for Kalindy? That'd be fantastic. He is the guest.
You know what's one thing that we didn't talk about? So while people are asking questions,
I'll write them down. I'll write down your questions.
Okay, nice. We like in Pipsqueak's video where he talks about down air not being a great combo starter for Falco.
True. Yeah.
I wanted to just like briefly mention that, just because it's like so at low percents, if you down air and it's not a super late down air, it actually doesn't combo into shine. So you can like down air get shine. That's a classic. If ever they're in the air, down air get shined isn't like always going to happen up to like 40 or something.
That's true.
And then once they're at 40, you can down air and they can opposite tech away, and then you basically get nothing. And then even if they don't get to, take the down air and shine you like 0 to 40, they can always at least SDI in one direction, and then it's hard to get like a super juicy follow up. So I thought that was interesting, just because like down air is one of the best combo starters we have, and then it's just not that good. So like obviously shine's like what we're looking for, and down air is like the thing that can lead to the shine a lot of times. But I don't know, what do you think? Because actually I've made this observation before when watching Mango, where like so many of his down airs lead to scuffles, which he always wins. But it's like it's a scuffle, right? It's like this weird like down air, drift back, fade back, dash and shine or something, or like I don't know exactly what it is. But
he'll like down air people and know that they want to shield afterwards. Instead of going for a shine, he just grabs them.
Yeah. Or like he down airs them and then like they full hop and he just dash jump shines them out of their full hop, and I'm like, that's insane. It wasn't, like so.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Kalindy? Do you fear more when a Falco is down airing at you, or like a jump shine?
Yeah, because we actually talked about how much you feared down air at the start of this.
Yeah, no.
How do you feel about us saying that it sucks?
once I'm above 0%, down air is so scary.
Yeah.
Actually, unless I take that back, because recently I've been like jumping into down air, not intentionally, but it's in case.
Yeah.
Like in case he down airs, and this is something Duck taught me like earlier this year.
Yep.
Because if Falco down airs you below, I want to say up top 36%.
Yep.
Is it 36?
That's something like that.
Okay. Whatever. Before 36.
I don't know math. Why are you asking me what numbers?
You think Ginger knows math? It also matters if it's stale or not, which is why I don't bother memorizing. Exactly.
I always go for like unstale, like that's threshold. But yeah, jumping in to Falco's down air below 36% isn't as scary because you'll land before him and you won't be in a tumble. So it's like if your reactions are on point, you can get a shine. If not, you can just get a shield.
Yeah.
But after 36%, down air is like the scariest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Because it straight up like just swallows all my moves. Sometimes sometimes up to trades, and then it's really good for Fox. But like if I'm not stationary,
sometimes that percent still matter there, right? Because what if Falco's at 0 and you're at 30?
Yeah. Like if I'm not stationary, then down there is like extremely scary.
Yeah.
It would like if you see me versus like mid-level Falcos and like pools or whatever, a lot of times they open me up because they just like throw
randomly down there. Yeah.
Fuck me.
Yeah. I think one of the things like, okay, down air might only combo into shine if they're like at a really low percent, or if they're at a slightly high percent, you do the down air slightly later and they're not in the air. They're like a kind of a few qualifications for like down air to combo. But I think like how large it is and like the amount of priority it has like still makes it a really strong option. Especially...
How do you feel about when people just hold down and don't tech it, like they miss the tech, you know? Because I feel like I'll like down air someone, and if you shine, it's stale and they go flying and shit. So I'll like down air, and then I like read the tech and I down air, and they just get knocked down again. And sometimes I do this like 3 or 4 times in a row, and it like obviously it's good, but it was like it's hard. Like I don't want to like reaction tech chase 8% of the time with down airs.
I don't know. I think I reaction tech chase with up tilt in that situation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then. So what generally happens with me, or not what generally happens with me, what I have found to be optimal, I think. let's assume FD. So you down air Fox, he misses his tech, right? Let's say he's at 34%. Now I up tilt him. My shine is stale, right? If I shine him, he goes into his weird thing, and I don't want to crouch tech chase, right? Because it's bullshit. So I up tilt him. This guarantees another tech chase situation.
Yeah.
He has to drop down to the ground, right? And almost always he will tech that. If he misses his tech, he's a crazy person. So they tech that, and then I know they can tech again, but I know it's hard. You can down air reaction tech chase, and in general they'll miss their tech after that. So you can down air instant turnaround up tilt, then combo. Again. Is generally.
But that one, if they DI away.
Then I just like nair them off stage, or sometimes like you can run crouch forward smash, or you can like fair down smash, or you can short hop single hit up air, shine. So I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's just funny because that combo all has no shine, right?
Has shines at the beginning, like shine downer, shine downer.
Okay, yeah.
And you down him into the ground. Wait, this would be like 45 or something. I don't know.
But I was thinking even like a raw down air neutral where they're holding down. Like you could just like down air them, you swallow up his nair, he falls on the ground, and then you're like down air up tilt, tech chase, down air up tilt, you know, like
yeah, that makes sense. It is kind of weird.
It's just not that clean of an opening.
Well, what's
maybe
better?
It's
nairing?
No, it's I suck. I feel like it's hard. Like
it is hard.
Like I'm complaining right now.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm not saying that like there's something better. It's that like oftentimes I found that I have trouble converting off of these for this reason. And sometimes I just like down and down smash and it sends them off stage and that's enough. And then
that's the trillium. That's the trillium. And mid-level Falco does that a lot. Like 2011 Falco did a lot of down air down smash.
I feel like Mango does that a lot.
Well, he did a lot in 2011. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Against Marth and stuff, he's always.
So yeah, down air maybe not the most effective thing, but it's like hard to do something else. It has a lot of priority. It can lead into good things. It might not be the most precise thing.
It's also like obviously pretty good, right? Like you're knocking him down right there in front of you. Like if you get a read, they're super fucked. Like you can F smash them or down air again, or you know. So.
Yeah. All right, so we can transition to Q&A, I think, right? Is that good?
Okay.
So, I'm going to ask Kalindi these questions. First off, do you think that Fox beats Falco?
Yes.
All right, great. Yeah.
Well, that sucks for us.
Yeah, it does suck for us, but that's fine. How did you get the idea to lab the power shielding stuff against Samus today?
Someone asked that?
Yeah.
All right, it's really funny. I started my stream. And I sent out a tweet this morning. I was like about to learn something new in the 17 because Melee turned like 17 today or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I was just completely joking. I had no idea what I was going to do when I turned on stream. And someone in my chat, like I turned on my TV and it was still Fox versus Samus because I had just recorded my Fox Samus tips. And someone in chat was like, "Do you think Power Shield Up Tilt is good?" I was like, "Yeah, dude, Power Shield Up Tilt is like really good. Like here." You can do it with the Samus dash attack. And I had Samus dash attack and I up tilted in it. Invisible ceiling. I was like, what? I was like, that's not supposed to happen, right?
You're like, behold, this interaction that I understand completely. Wait a second, what just happened?
And I was like, dude, what the fuck? So I like restarted. I like quit out because I was like, maybe I stored an invisible ceiling somewhere. And so I tested it again. and it just worked, and it worked consistently. And that's when I messaged you, and I messaged Duck, and I was like, explain this, because this is beyond me. And someone in chat was like, does this work with Falco? Sure, it does.
Yeah, like it must.
Like, yeah, of course it works with Falco. And then when I discovered it worked with Falco Shine is when I like went off on the deep end. I was like, oh, you can actually. Crazy.
You're like, oh, this is just what I'm doing today. Oh God.
Yeah, I did it for 2 hours. Can't believe it.
The double shine grab looked so cool.
It did.
Cool.
The saddest part about the double shine grab is that it looked the coolest to me, but it was also the worst out of all.
Yeah, I know.
The thing is, I also think it's practical as well.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I saw you doing it, and there's this clip of you saying, "Oh, whoever does this sequence, like they're gonna get like a gifted sub in my stream." I was like, "Dude, I'm gonna do that." Like, I think I could.
And
I'm actually surprised.
Go ahead. What?
I was just gonna say I'm surprised that we haven't seen it before, right?
I know, right? And
just because like everyone was like, "Oh shit," it's like, but like actually, why are we not shine out of shielding dash attack fast enough? It's probably that if you shine out of shield late, it doesn't invisible.
I think
it doesn't.
Do you have to power shield shine?
So you don't.
No.
But you have to be really fast if you don't.
What? That's insane.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's the thing is, like, if Duck has ever dash attacked your shield and you like try and regular shine back out of shield, it looks like he ASI down.
Oh.
It's probably the ceiling.
That's true. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So also like, and when I was telling you that you were saying like Samus can tech, which he can, but you can create tech traps
with
if
the
you double
extra
shine.
shines.
Yeah.
Oh, that's godlike.
Also, I didn't post it on Twitter, but it's so sick. You can shine and short hop laser, and the laser invisible.
Really?
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That sounds sick. I'm gonna do
I had
these
too
things,
much fun
dude.
with that.
When I play against Morse, I'm seriously.
I want to play Falco against Samus.
I know it. Excellent question. This is an interesting one. Is it more important to strengthen your plan A or your plan B? What do we think, Kalindy? How do you feel about it?
I'm glad Kalindy's on there for this one.
It's probably better to strengthen your plan B.
Because things aren't always going to go your way.
Yeah, there is no like answer to like there is no this is the answer you do every single time. Like so like no matter how good your plan A is, it can still get beat.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, just one thing that I'm going to add just on the tail end of this answer is like you don't always want to practice what you're good at already, right? Because like the more you practice the things that you're bad at or your plan Bs, like the more well-rounded you'll be. Next question: what do you think that Falco should do about Fox on the side platform?
That's a doozy.
That is a doozy.
There's like 3 things. Like option 1. Sit in center stage and pray that like the Fox likes to play melee and will eventually come down.
Yeah,
that's usually what happens.
That's my plan A against all characters on the side platform.
That is usually what happens. Like very rarely will you see someone like a Fox sit there for like 30 or more seconds.
Yeah.
So that's option 1. Option 2, you can do the ballsy read and try and jump up there and shine them. High risk, also high reward. It's like Fox can shield grab that shine, he can jump over it, he can just drop down.
Yeah, if he drops down at the same time, it's everything that you don't want. Yeah.
So that's the high risk, high reward option. And then option 3 is like you can do, I call them the shiz lasers because shiz just spams them where he like double jump, double lasers like around that height. And it's like that option's good, but if Fox is reacting, he can like as soon as you jump up, Fox can drop down.
Yep.
Yeah. So I still think option 1 is best. Or you can like try and poke at him with short hop up. I think that's also good, but you kind of give up.
I think
it's the same thing with like option 3. You give up your center control.
Yeah, I think option 4 is to like go even higher and go to the top platform. Like
I was thinking about that too. I don't know
because you can like you can like kind of go there and then like full hop back air. And if Fox is trying to play melee and jump off, the back air might hit him. And if you miss and you get to the top platform, and then from there you can like threaten a down air or come back down with a laser, or like from the top platform you have a bunch of options. So it kind of changes the game, which can sometimes be nice because it's like if Fox is the type of player to just sit on the side platform and you're like, well, I don't want to just wait. Well, you can like, go to the top platform and see, well, if I'm on the top platform, does he get down? And then we can get back to playing melee. Or
I think that's really good on Yoshi's actually.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Whenever Falco's on the top platform and Yoshi's, I'm like, fuck, this isn't like it's
yeah. Dude, I've been working on doing like runoff, fast fall, turnaround laser on Yoshi's from the top platform.
Falco's
really like a one frame input on Yoshi's, right?
No, it's like three or four, I think. It's not that hard. It's like really hard, but not that hard. Like one frame would be insane.
I don't know if Yort's still in the chat. Yort labbed all this like a while ago and told me.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of hard. I do it consistently though. Hello.
I fast fall frame perfect, and then I think it's a 3-frame window to input the laser. So or two or three, I think.
Interesting.
But yeah, I've only recently been able to start getting consistent at it because I do it on Dreamlight all the time, and I've never done it on Yoshi's. And now I'm just like, oh, it's actually just even better on Yoshi's. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, that was good.
Oh, I have one more, which is on the side platform. I labbed this a while ago. I don't think it's that good, but there's two different types of auto cancels that you can do against side platform opponents. You can full hop down air and then fast fall, and it auto cancels. And the mix up there is that if they think you're gonna jump shine waveland and they try to like reactively just shield grab as soon as you jump or something, like not confirming that you shined, then if you full hop down there and they like whiff a shield grab, then you get to fast fall shine them because it auto cancels.
Was that the thing you used to do not too long ago? Was it like last year? No, Avery.
It was.
What was that thing you used to do? Like it was an auto cancel down there.
I did a thing. Well, it wasn't. Are you talking about at Aegis? Like I had a talk with Squid about it, which was.
It wasn't at Aegis because this was something that you tested during our session.
I did.
And I think it was double jump down air edge can. Not double jump down air. Like.
Man, I wish I could. It sounds good.
So
do you remember this though?
I have one more auto cancel down air actually, which might be what you're thinking of, which is to full hop down air and not hit them on the way up, and then fast fall on top of them. And if you time it right, that can hit the top of their shield.
What it was?
Yeah, that hits the top of their shield and then auto cancels, and that one is +0, so it actually beats shield drop shot.
Squid told me all of this like a while ago, but we were talking about it mostly hitting on the ground. So we were like double jump, down air, insta, fast fall, insta was kind of the setup before.
And you can short hop on the side platform, do it on the ground. But now I found out you can do it from the ground to the side platform too, or you can do the rising one. So there's just like a bunch of ways to auto cancel, and it's all like
because Squid is the one who told me all this, and this was at Aegis, which is I mean now it's been what 7 months or something.
Yeah, like almost a year.
Yeah, so I mean maybe that's what you're thinking about, because Squid kind of put the idea in my brain, and then I kind of talked about how it wasn't really that good against opponents on the ground, and
because they can just crouch, which is the saddest thing.
Crouch, and they also just like kind of using your double jump a lot, and
and they can just dash dance grab it anyways, even though
grabbing it, up smashing it, shielding. No, shielding isn't good, but most people aren't just like sitting in shield when you're above them, like all right,
right. Although I have done it and up tilted people just.
It is. I've had it work too. I think it's like if you read that they're gonna shield, but like I don't think I'm gonna get it Leffen very much. It's
right. Yeah.
Anyway, so that was good. Those are all really the things that I like to do against Fox, and those are kind of all the things that you can do with him on the side platform. Hopefully, he likes to play melee though. It's tough though. Some people just don't enjoy playing melee, which is fine.
But really also don't panic if it takes them 2 seconds to play melee. Because some people like they're like, hopefully he likes to play melee, and then they like you shoot one laser on the ground and they stayed there, and they're like, oh, I guess I'm gonna. Yeah, and I was like, okay, but if you'd waited literally 2 seconds, he would have gotten off.
Yeah, that's true. I had my set against Cobalt. His Marth was on the side platform.
I remember this. I reviewed
this. I shot like 40 lasers, dude. I was not about to approach, and then eventually he went to the top platform, and then I just gave it all up. Anyway, it was bad, but it was good of me to wait though. Okay. So next question. Kalindi, explain SDI down air as Fox. I mean SDI down as Fox against Falco down air. Like when you collide with the stage. There's actually, before Clindy answers, there's a really good write-up about this. If you go to the Falco discussion thread on Smashboards, go to just the first page, and it's down at the bottom, and not the bottom, but the bottom of PP's original post. And there's a link to when the discussion happens about this exact thing. And Taucon does some lab testing, but maybe
Did that
Clindy, if you could
discussion
simplify.
happen because I posted?
Yeah, your discussion happened because I brought it into the discussion because you posted that. Yeah.
Okay. So I think it's so hard to explain. If you're low enough to the ground, this is the best way I can put it. If Fox is low enough to the ground and you're below like 36% Falco down there, you should always be able to smash the eye into the ground and land before him.
Regardless, and then you just have 4 frames landing lag, right? And then you're able to act, and the world is beautiful.
Yeah, the situations that come up usually are Falco shines you, wave dashes on shining, down there's you again. The best way to set that up is to smash the eye to shine as far away as possible, so you have more time to send before Falco gets to you. Apparently, if Falco does early down there, it doesn't work. I still don't know.
Dude, I don't know either. Bones told us that, and then I said, Bones, did you test it? He says, no, dude, I just did it. And then I
know why.
Why?
So the way land canceling works, which is like when you get down there, then you land, and all the hit stun is canceled, is you have to be traveling fast enough you have to be traveling a certain speed. And if you're traveling less than that amount of speed, you will land and then experience the remaining amount of hit stun on the ground. So if you down air them early enough, so basically like if you ASDI down and that causes you to land and you're getting hit like at the start of the down air, you have the most speed right as you got down aired, and then you start deaccelerating whatever. So if you get down aired higher up, you'll get down aired, like ASDI down, stop, like, because ASDI down is moving, right? Like you're moving from that, and then you stop the movement from ASDI down, and then you complete falling, and then you land, but you're falling too slow by that point. So you just land and experience the rest of the hit stun on the ground.
See, yeah, the way I see it,
what a nerd, am I right?
It's just like, I think the lower you are to the ground, the more smash die input, the more likely you are to get it.
Yeah.
Because you want to land during the smash DI input, I think, right?
I think
like,
so too.
Because the smash DI input is
yeah.
Like you're moving faster during the smash DI input than you are during the down air. So if you can down air them high enough so that they don't land from the smash DI input, they land from afterwards during the down air hit stun, then it doesn't land cancel.
That's it.
And there's also something which I don't think is relevant for this, but if you pay attention to which side of the down air you hit, sometimes knockback stacking causes your downward velocity to slow down. So imagine a scenario where you shine like a Sopo to the top platform, and then you down air him on the top platform. Army used to always land down smash before I could shine him. Like shine, down air, I get down smash. And I learned that if you cross up the down air, because the trajectory is the opposite of the shine, it actually, the down air knockback stacks and sends him down slower, which is necessary because if you fall down too fast, you land cancel. But if you fall down slower, you don't land cancel. So if you cross him up with that down air, he just lands and then still experiences hit stun, and then you get to shine him. So there's things like you want to down air him as far away from the ground as possible and make him go down as slowly as possible. So
this game is stupid.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
No, it's cool.
So
though.
It's possible that if you shine wave dash down air in like what he was just describing in Falco Fox on FD. So like you shine down air, if you could cross him up with the down air.
Probably not.
But if you can, like if he doesn't DI far enough. Then I think he can't.
Far enough, he's probably too high up to SDI down anyway. But yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But if you could, then I don't think he could land cancel it if you had time to cross
the knockback stacking.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
One new thing about that though is someone asked me and Avery on Twitter about it. You can actually do it when you're in knockdown.
Oh, true.
Only in your bounce. So if you're bouncing on the side platform or whatever and you get down there, I don't even think you need smash yet. I think you can just hold down. It will force your land.
I think sometimes you actually don't have to input anything.
Yeah, maybe
Because-
not.
I
Maybe
can't
not.
tell.
Sometimes
it
they'll
is
just
weird.
land, but
We need to like test that or something because it was weird. Like you just
Yeah.
bounce and then they're up, and then if you hit them while they're up, you hit them down. Sometimes they just land immediate.
right. No, that makes sense. Because like Falcon stomps people during their bounce, and they don't go up. They fall on the ground. You know.
Hmm.
Oh,
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But a lot of times they get knocked. Well, what happens with Falcon is that his stomp is like it knocks down again. Like it knocks
Yeah.
them
So it
down,
knocks down again, but it's the same thing where he hit an aerial opponent
and it knocked them
during
down
their
when
bounce.
they
Yeah.
didn't bounce.
So if you hit an aerial opponent with Falco's down air, they'll just land cancel. There's no smash DI
Yeah.
necessary.
It's
Yeah.
so weird that it's just considered being airborne. When
Aerial,
they're, like,
yeah.
in a missed
Yeah,
situation.
I'm sending a link in chat for people to see what we're talking about because this
Yeah,
is
that would
where
be
it
great.
happened
And this
in
would
my
this
set
is
versus Mango.
oh
I have it timestamped.
nice. And also, just another thing is that the amount of Smash DI inputs certain characters need to escape Thunder's combo gets affected by whether or not you delay your Thunder's combo. If you delay it, they'll lay on the ground, or you can catch them fast enough to where they haven't bounced up high yet. I'm pretty sure. I'm
Yeah.
not 100% sure about exactly what I just said,
I
but
know
I
what you're
know
talking
Yeah,
about.
if
no,
you
you're
jab
right.
them during the bounce, then it's like they sometimes just need to hold up, sometimes need to
Yep.
like ASDI, sometimes need to like get one
I
SDI,
actually-
two SDI.
I tested a laser reset against Marth because the Marth players that I play would consistently SDI up the Falco laser reset,
Mhm.
and I learned that you only need ASDI to escape Falco's laser reset if
hit
you
him.
laser him at the top of his bounce.
That's
So
crazy.
if you delay it more, which is like unintuitive and requires a lower laser, therefore it's harder to do.
Mhm.
But if you delay it, then it's really hard to get the SDI out of the laser reset. And so like almost every single time they're just ASDI, and that's why they happen to get out, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but yeah, so that's another thing where it's like the bounce does consider you higher up in the air, and it takes you longer to reach the ground. So
Mhm.
ASDI is enough to escape the laser reset, which sucks.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
That does make sense. Well, those are kind of all the questions that I really wrote down from the chat. I think that's kind of a good place to end it. I feel like we learned a lot. You guys good with leaving it there?
Yep.
Yeah.
This was I think the longest one we've ever done. This was 2 hours and 5 minutes so far.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know. Thanks for being here, Clindy. Thanks for for
no
putting
problem.
up with us dumb Falco bird brain idiots, and with your giant fox brain. We appreciate you being here.
I want to play now.
What's up?
I said I want to play now.
I know. I want to play too. Hopefully everybody in the chat does as well. But I'll catch you guys later. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll catch you on the next bird call. Peace.